Who's ready for the Dirt Life Show?
Woo-wee! Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you very, very much for joining us on episode 63 of the Dirt Life Show. We really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your evening to join us. We know that you guys probably had a crazy Monday after all the stuff that's going on with 2020 and the elections and all this crazy stuff that's happening in our world. But we are so happy that you guys are joining us and hanging out for a little bit. We invite you guys to always, always, always comment in on our live Facebook feeds, our live YouTube feeds, and just join us on social media anytime. Your guys' interaction means the most to us because it's what, it's the lifeblood of our show. So, welcome to the Dirt Life Show, episode 63. My name's Georgie Hamill, and tonight we're going to do a little bit different of a show. We have our featured guest in the studio is a short UTV racing career. She's already got some accolades. She already got an offer to drive somebody else's professional race car. And, she's just doing everything right. She's got a very supportive family around her. And she's one of my favorite drivers now in 2020. We'd like to welcome Brook Deman to the studio.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
So you guys drove down from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
How was that?
It wasn't bad. It was about maybe 5 hours.
And we got to eat some tacos. What do you think about that?
Those were amazing. Great.
So you had a quesadilla. I had some tacos. Your mom had a burrito or something. But that was pretty cool that we got to talk about that. And you brought your little dog Chloe with you.
I did. She's back at the hotel room, but she was here. But
she was getting rambunctious on the drive.
Yeah, I was like, I can't have that.
So, like I said, we're going to do the show a little bit different today. We're going to get into Brooke's story on how she got into off-road racing and a little bit of her backstory on her life. But we're going to do that probably somewhere around 6:45, 7 o'clock Pacific time, so in about 45 minutes or so. And right now, I think we're going to just talk about UTV racing in general and just having some shop talk or some pit talk, and we're just going to have some campfire stories and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a pretty fun show. So I appreciate you co-hosting as well. So you're multi-talented.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. This is awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys driving all the way down. That's pretty meaningful to us, too, because it means that we're doing it right in the show, right?
Exactly. It's awesome.
So what was one of the most meaningful things that happened on your guys' drive down? Did you and your mom have mom and daughter talk?
We did.
Nice.
It was actually really fun, and I took a good nap, which was
really?
amazing. Yeah.
Those are like the best, right? You get 5 minutes and you felt like you're like, oh, I'm so energized.
Yeah, or you like wake up and you have no idea where you are. You're just like, I've been asleep for like 3 hours.
How many times does that happen going to the races, though?
So many. Like, I'll just fall asleep as soon as, like, we won't even change the zip code, and I will be out, and then just all of a sudden be at the race. I'm like, I have no idea where I am.
That's so cool. That's like the best thing, too, is you get to the races and you're like, oh, we didn't even travel.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, we're here? Awesome.
We just showed up.
Yeah.
So tonight's show, we also have some guests that are going to be calling in. We got Justin Smith from Shock Therapy, which is a sponsor of the show. He's a good friend of mine, and he's a good friend of your guys' and a sponsor of your race team.
Yeah, he's awesome. So
it'll be cool to talk with Justin and get, I want to ask him some stuff about going to race down in Baja and things like that, too. I think he's probably got some serious prep going on.
Yeah, it's crazy what you have to do to go down to Baja.
I know, it really is. Like, when people think about it and they don't, see all of the work that actually goes into it, they think it's just you get down there and you race a side by side.
Yeah, but all the thought and prep and just money that goes into it, it's crazy.
It's super insane. And speaking of Baja, we have our good friend of the show, Kristen Matlock, going to call in as well. They're going to be getting prepped up big time as well. Yep. So it'll be good to talk with her. I think both of them, man, they have some serious, serious goals this year.
Yeah, it's insane watching them.
Have you ever seen how fast they go on the track?
I've seen helicopter stuff, but I've watched Justin before, and I still have to meet Kristen, but I definitely watched Justin, and it's insane.
It really is. And the helicopter footage doesn't do it justice, right? Mm-hmm. Because it makes you look like you're going really slow.
Yeah.
But you can see the driver and what they're doing and how in tune with the car they are.
You look from the outside and you're hoping that you look that fast.
Is that I'll be like that one of these days?
Yeah. I know I look like a turtle out there, but I'm one day I will look that fast.
Yeah, exactly. So we already got a couple people commenting in, so thank you guys very much for joining us. It looks like Chris Braz, I think is how you spell or pronounce his name, and Richard Harding. Thank you guys both for joining us. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Like I said, we're going to get into Brook's story in 45 minutes or so, and it'll be cool for you guys to share stories that you guys might have with her and throughout her life and throughout her side-by-side racing career as well, especially as she grows and her career keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So please comment in and let us know what you think. If you guys have any suggestions on what she can do for her racing program or anything like that, if you guys want to just talk shop, that'll be fun. So let's thank all of our sponsors, man. Like I said, we were talking before. We both have an awesome sponsor in Shock Therapy and Justin Smith over there.
Yep.
Those guys are amazing. Not only do they do awesome work, but they're just great people.
Yeah, I mean, it's like walking into a huge family, which is awesome.
I love the way you just described it. It's really, that's the way it is, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's always like fun when you walk in and like their pit and they're just so like willing to help. And it's just like a huge family.
So I got to experience their pit, as you call it, like in desert racing at the UTV World Championship. And I told a couple other people this. I don't know if I told you and your family, but that was the first time I had ever actually been in the pits at an off-road event.
Really?
Yeah. And I've been around UTV since 2015.
Holy cow, yeah. That's always a hectic spot, but you get to see everybody's like real side and you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been like more like you in the car.
Yeah.
So it's a different perspective, but it's neat to see all the camaraderie down there. Like I just felt like what you just said, like it's a big family.
Yeah, like I was, because after I got done with my race, I was helping Billy Long's pit, and so I got to see like the other side of it, and I mean, it's really cool.
Was that one of your first times for seeing that too?
Yeah, one of them.
Dude,
yeah.
That's cool. And it looks like, hey, proud dad, Rusty just joined. So hi, Rusty. And Todd Zaccone of Evo Power Sports, he just joined and said hello as well. So thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you to all of our other sponsors too. So we're going to let me thank Zollinger Racing Products. You can use the code DIRTLIFE over there. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at ZollingerRacingProducts.com. Save a whole bunch of money. The guys at Shock Therapy also gave us the code DIRTLIFE, so you can call them up and tell them the Dirt Life sent you. Or you guys can use the code DIRTLIFE and get their hard parts on their website as well. But I strongly recommend going and getting one of their ride improvement systems and some shock revalves. Thank you to the guys at Solderweld. Those guys make amazing products. They basically make a first aid kit called an off-road repair kit that you guys can get and put it on your UTV. We suggest it for racers, riders, everybody, because you can just take out this little tiny kit and repair your race or repair your ride, so you can bond metal and do whatever you want with those kits. So we'd like to welcome, two new sponsors to the show tonight. And those two sponsors are EFX Tires and Cryo Heat. And so Ryan over at KMC Wheels introduced us to one of his co-workers, Ryan Gaitis at EFX Tires, and they're going to join us for 2021. So we're going to announce it on the show tonight, obviously. And we'd also like to welcome Cryo Heat. Josh LaHaye, he was actually on the show and gave us a little bit of information on the things that they do. But they do all kinds of different, we'll call it modifications to metal in your car, like metal treatment for your motor, metal treatment for your transmission, CV joints, all kinds of different stuff. They cryo heat it. They go through a different refinishing process, and they can actually turn like an old carburetor off, like let's just say a 1980 motorcycle, turn it brand new so it operates really good. So we want to thank those guys for being a new part of the show. And thank you very much, Ryan, at KMC Wheels for always supporting the show. We really appreciate that, man. It's good to have such awesome people. We were actually talking about it, or I was talking about it with your mom before the show, that sponsors don't just come. They see hard work, like in a racing program, and they're also introduced by other people that are happy with the things that you're doing. Mm-hmm. So some of the stuff that we'll get into with your program sounds like you're kind of growing and doing the same thing as well.
Yeah. It's like you're going through like the levels, and you get more and more like getting to know people and working your way up. And I mean, it's crazy, kind of just getting to know the amazing people that are in this industry. And
I
Just working
definitely
away.
agree with that, but you got to give yourself a pat on the back too, because you're putting in the hard work. You're driving all the way from Las Vegas to Arizona to do a little janky off-road show. So it's pretty cool that you're putting yourself out there as well and marketing yourself well. So good on you for doing that.
Thank you.
It looks like we got a couple more comments in. I can't read some of those, but I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody that they can join us on social media anytime. Please always go to our Instagram page and comment in, drop us direct messages. You can always see our featured guests. We post stories on them. We post on our feed about them, and you can go visit them at their individual pages as well. So we want to make sure that they're growing. You guys hear their stories and watch them grow on social media. It's really, really cool. I've been following Brooke here for, I don't know, maybe a month now or so, and it's awesome to see the things that she does, and I really enjoy that because not only does it make me understand the guests, it also makes me understand what we should do for the show. So please follow along with them and tell us what we can do better, and pass on good stuff to them as well. So it looks like Todd commented in. I can't read that whole thing, man.
I cannot either.
Dude, I would like to ask Brooklyn what was going through her mind. I believe it was Parker when she almost lost it. But when she almost lost it, but watching the videos that she had kept her cool and kept moving forward, what was going on in her head or through her mind?
So that was when I was in Billy's car, and
Well, wait, go back a little bit and tell us like what it was all about. Like it was at Parker?
it was at Parker. It was for Blue Water, the BITD race.
And that was only a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that was maybe like 3 weeks ago. And Billy Long, he gave me the keys to his Bugatti, which is his new Evo car.
They call it Bugatti?
I call it the Bugatti. It was like giving the keys to like the Lambo, the Bugatti. I'm like, all right.
That thing is pretty badass. I seen it out on the trail one day.
Yeah, I mean, it was insane. But it was the second day, and I was going through the whoops and, just caught one just right. And honestly, I have no idea how I saved it. It was like on a prayer, like my co-driver, I even told him after I saved it, I'm like, I do not know how I did that, but I like gave myself like a pat on the back. I'm like, okay, that was good. Like nobody's seen it. And then
is that one of those things that's just like natural instinct where you just like go for it and you're like, whoa, it happened. I saved it.
Well, the tires turned right. I was like, okay, go left. And then it hooked and it just hooked just right and then bounced all the way back. I'm like, okay, it worked. Nobody's seen it. And then like 2 days later, Billy sent me a video of a guy that got it on camera. I'm like, dang it, I didn't get through that one. And then it didn't help that I was on live. I was like, oh, okay.
That's better, though, because if no video didn't happen.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, at least I saved it and it wasn't.
Did the live, because you said you did a live stream in the car?
Yeah, I did both days. I did Saturday and Sunday, and it just was right on the dash, and I used
Look at you, media queen.
I know. Honestly, I'm so glad it helped.
That's pretty cool, man. I think that's awesome that you did that because hardly anybody does those live feeds. Justin Smith from Shock Therapy, what's up, dude?
What's up, everybody?
How are you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Honestly, I got to tell you, I'm pretty tired. We're just trying to get ready for the 1,000. We leave Friday morning, so there's plenty to do and not enough time.
Yeah, it's always like that when you're doing race prep, man. Well, thank you very much for calling in the Dirt Life Show. We know that you're busy, but we got Brooke in the studio. She's actually helping co-host. She's our featured guest. She's multi-talented.
I have heard that. Brooklyn, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. I love taking a break, honestly. Get off this work and talk to you guys. It's definitely awesome to do that.
Don't tell me you're still at the shop.
Yep, of course.
Baja takes priority, I guess, right?
Well, we were testing this morning, doing a little bit of some, some modifications to our clutch setup, but pretty much the race car's done, but we are leaving Friday to pre-run for a week. So
oh, wow.
then we've got 4 pre-runners, and not very many of those have been touched because they're concentrating on the race cars. So we got 4 cars to do before Friday.
Man, that's crazy. Well, like I said, thank you very much for taking the time, Justin. So how did you meet Brooke?
Well, I will tell you, she has one persistent dad.
Oh, yeah? So Rusty just keeps calling and calling and calling, blowing you up?
A little bit of that, some emails, handshakes at races, contingency multiple races. He definitely wouldn't give up, and the persistence definitely helped. And then what pushed it over the top was their commitment and their, when I say they, I mean, Rusty and also Brooklyn, but their commitment with Evo. And Jim Zaccone and Todd Zaccone called me and said, we're going to be part of their team. We want you to be part of it. Is there any way you can do that? And I'm like, I was already considering it. So hell yeah. That was how it worked.
That's perfect, man. And we were just talking about how those relationships go, man. That's pretty sweet. So,
if you stick with it, you never know what'll happen.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you'll be prepping late night for Baja one of these days, Brooklyn.
Oh man, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
So, well, thanks, Justin, for calling in. We really appreciate it, man. What's the plan for you guys then? So you said you're going to leave, go down there and pre-run. Do you guys come back, or do you guys just hit the races straight right after that?
Straight away. So we're going to pre-run 200 miles per day for 4 days straight. So that'll be we arrive on Friday. We start pre-running on Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. End of Tuesday will be the last day. If we're running behind, then we have Wednesday to catch up. We kind of prepared to have that day off in case maybe we broke a bunch of cars, had to fix some stuff, and then get the miles done. And we could use that as a catch-up day.
Yeah.
Then we have contingency on Thursday, and then the race starts on Friday and hopefully ends on Saturday. And then we come home on Sunday. So it's nonstop starting Friday when we leave.
Right on, man. Well, like I said, thanks for taking the time. We wish you guys the best of luck. We know that you guys are going to definitely be prepared. Your team is a great team over there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We definitely put in the time. Hopefully we can see some results. We were pretty close to winning the 500 just a couple of months ago. As a matter of fact, I think we pretty much had it if I didn't throw it away. So hopefully we can carry a little bit of that momentum forward on the 1,000. And honestly, if some of the really good guys have an issue, I think that we probably are next in line. So hopefully that works out.
Man, that's awesome. Well, it sounds like you got everything prepared. Did you get everything that happened at the UTV World Championship and then through Parker and stuff? You get all those little bugs worked out?
We did. So championship was axles. And we definitely remedied that. And then at Parker, we had a charging system go on us on the first day. And then on the second day, we had to run the whole race at 12 pounds of boost. So it was actually a factory boost controller that had failed. And that was giving the false signal to the rest of the system.
Oh.
So we left the line kind of as a turd. And, normally we'd run 22 pounds or more. Like most Evo kits are 22 to 26 pounds. We ran 12, so half power basically, and did the best we could. We actually did pretty well. Second day, I think we finished 11th with
nice.
At 12 pounds. We were pretty happy about that. But overall, I think we're somewhere around 14th or 13th. It was a fast race, that's for sure. If you weren't 100% floored, then you got passed.
Well, I think the best part about Baja is he's going to be eating some bomb tacos down there.
Yeah.
You know what our plan is? We actually have a group text amongst the race team, and we kind of plan out all of our days and let everybody know what that rough idea is, so everybody can think ahead, right? So when we leave on Friday morning, and this is what our schedule says: meet in Gila Bend at 7 a.m., crossing the border around 11 to 12, get to Ensenada around 2:30. Before we even check into the hotel, we're going to Poblano's Tacos on the outside of the hotel gate, and all of us are mowing it down. And then we get into the hotel.
That is so awesome. Well, I think Brooke actually had a specific question before we let you go.
So Justin, I kind of want to know, what's the team's mascot? I kind of hear it's kind of like big, so I just want to see what it is.
Brooklyn, I don't think that's a good idea on a family show.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow
it is not a good idea. So, you might have to wait one more year before that happens.
Not only that, but now, Justin, I think you're going to have to sponsor her for the rest of your life.
Well, if you watch the video that Chase puts together of this race, then you might see a glimpse of the mascot here and there, but it's definitely carefully placed so people cannot see it easily. That's for
Oh.
sure. But it always puts a smile on everyone's face.
100%. God, we love the guys over at Shock Therapy. Well, thank you guys for making us laugh, Justin. We really appreciate it. We'll let you get back to work, dude. Kick some ass down there, really. I mean, like, best of luck to you and the whole team. Have fun and kick ass.
Thank you very much, George. It's always a pleasure to call in. And Brooklyn, good job on the last race. That was awesome. And I saw a video of you saving that car. That was boss for sure. Good job on that. And,
thank you very much.
You guys have an awesome night.
All right, you too, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you. Bye.
It's really neat. It's like to hear those conversations. Like, that's exactly what this show's all about, is just talking, having fun, right?
Yeah.
So it's neat to understand, though, that it doesn't matter what level of team you have. You can have a car in your garage. Mm-hmm. You can have a complete race team. You can be a racer for 1 year. You can be a racer for 10 years.
Yep.
Everybody is doing the same thing, putting in extra hours of work because they want to go out and do their best.
And I think it's like, I mean, that's kind of where we all start is, you know, it's a dream.
Yep.
And then you start from your garage and then you just keep going.
It's pretty freaking cool, though.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it a little bit more when we start talking about your backstory. But the best part about it is all of the, I don't know if you want to call them life lessons is too hard of a term, but like you really do learn a lot through the whole process.
Yeah. I mean, it's a journey. It's your own journey and you make your journey.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so we can talk about a little bit of it right now, like, and respecting the equipment. So like when you go out in a desert race, are you just like full wood or you're like, shit, I'm not going to push it that hard because I don't want to have to work on it too much on Monday?
Yeah, there definitely is like a respect level. And with my car, it's like compared to like driving my car and like Billy Long's car, it was I wanted to finish. And that is my saying is first finish to finish first.
Yeah. And
in Billy Long's car, I want to make him proud and finish his car.
Right.
I didn't want to go out there and tear it up or anything like that. So where I finish is where I finished. In my car.
But you were also getting points as a driver for him and his team, right? Or no?
Kind of. It was more just like me getting in his car and then having his car keep going. Because he couldn't make it down from Alaska because of COVID. Crappy COVID. But yeah, he just like was like, here, hey, can you go drive my car? I was like, maybe. Yeah. I'll check my schedule. Like,
yes, it's open.
Yeah.
Man, we had a couple other people call into. Yeah, Todd said that he thought that video was great as well. Outlaw Desert Racing says it loves it, Brooklyn and the family. It's going to be great to be around. Very proud, family oriented. Is he the one that? That Outlaw Desert Racing, is that the one that you were talking about at dinner time that you said you were going to go out and do some stuff with veterans?
Yeah. So in April of next year, we're going to Texas, and it's a big show going on with the vets and having the vets get in and ride with us.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be really, really cool. They're still making everything and planning out everything, but it should be awesome.
And that's the Outlaw Desert Racing?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, the Warfighter guys like this logo right here on the Perseverance Award, they kind of do the same thing, but it sounds like their Outlaw guys are doing it in Texas.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see that stuff, man. Like you can never, ever give back enough when you talk about our veterans and things like that. So it's really cool that you're going to do that. Not only are they doing it, but they're inviting cool people, respectful people.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome.
No, she just brings it back to the pit and tells her brother to fix it.
Pretty much.
Hey, if you got a brother that'll fix it, man, why not utilize his skill set, right?
Exactly. An on-demand welder.
Yeah, military and first responders appreciation event for the suicide prevention. Yeah, that's cool, man. We really appreciate everybody doing all that stuff. That sounds like it's going to be a really cool event. And Alfonso, our camera guy, says if you need any help in Texas, to let him know because he's going to be living out there too. So
that's awesome.
That's pretty cool that everybody's jumping on board and understanding that all these great things are going on. Like you can see just by the comments rolling in how integrated and tight the side-by-side community or off-roading community in general is, really.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever think when you started racing that it was going to be such a family-oriented atmosphere?
No, I I got into racing because I was seeing a lot of females going and racing, and I was like, hey, this might actually be really cool. But I didn't know how involved it was going to be until you started
the amount of work.
Yeah, that too. That's but just like everything of going in and just everybody's family is all together doing
Oh,
it.
I see.
Yeah, so I never knew. I thought, it was like kind of one person sport. You have your parents help and then you go. No, it's like full on family, friends, everything.
Living their dirt life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what everybody does it for, though, man. And that's exactly why we started the show. Yeah. Kyle sounds like he knows Alfonso already. So, man, to see it's cool. Everybody's already connecting through the comments.
Yeah.
All because of little old you.
Oh, man.
That's pretty neat, though. Man, we're going to probably have to keep talking about some of the stuff that we have on the show. So if we don't get to your comments, we really, really appreciate them, and we'll try. But if we don't get to them, don't be mad. Send us a direct message, and we can answer your guys' questions and stuff later, too. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was kind of on the subject that we're talking about now. And so, like I said, I started kind of like getting into the racing portion of side-by-side stuff around 2015. Mm-hmm. So I haven't been doing it that long, but a little longer than you. And the things that I've seen in the last 4 or 5 years about the side-by-side industry growth is like phenomenal. Like, what do you think?
It's definitely grown, like, since I got in it in 2018, and it was going, but it's gotten huge, like, the past 2 years.
Wait, what was your first car? Was it
my first car was a Can-Am 900.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they made, don't quote me on this number, but like 1,000, maybe 1,100 of them. So my dad wanted me to have like a littler car just to see if I liked it, and if I didn't like it, then it would be a play car.
Yeah, just to get your feet wet.
Yeah, and I went out and won my first race. I was like, I'm hooked. So then we went from there.
No playing piano for Brooklyn. I got to get into like racing, dude.
Yeah, no.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Did you like that car?
I did. I love that car.
Really?
I won a championship in that car.
Really?
Yep.
What championship was that?
Works 900 production class in 2019.
Dude, look at you.
I know. I'm just, working my way out here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that like that class existed. That's pretty cool, though.
Yep.
So one of the things that I think is so cool about it is that it gives people the opportunity, maybe yourself, like guys like me, like I could never afford to get into a trophy truck or never even get into like, let's just say a Pro Light or a Pro 2 or Pro 4 or something like that, because there are a lot of initial investment, right? So if you don't have an initial sponsor or some money in the bank to do it, it's really difficult. And the UTVs were like the perfect transition. It's like, okay, I can actually just go to a dealership and buy one. And that's why I think it's growing so big.
Yeah, I think it is. Everything is super expensive, but I think it's just a little bit cheaper. And it's just the DP4 Off-Road series, like that series is about like buying a car on Saturday, and then the next Saturday putting window nets on it, putting all your safety stuff on it, getting yourself ready, and then going out and racing it.
Yeah, going out and ripping, but safely too.
Yeah.
Well, talking about safety, Josh from TactMed, I don't know if I ever showed you guys the products, but we have some in the studio. They're over there on the left they're like basically medical tags, and you can put them in your driver's suit and stuff like that. And he said he would love to be a part of your program too and help
awesome.
out. They're cool because it's like a safety thing, right? Like most of the safety crew, race safely guys at Best in the Desert and stuff, they know who you are by your car's number, or they just know you in general.
Yeah.
But these medical things like help a lot because they can show if you have like, let's just say you have diabetes or you have something wrong with you, or you have like, I don't know, asthma or something's going on. They can see it really quickly and help if you can't breathe or something's going on. That
is a really good idea. I just heard something about that, like somebody like puts in their driving suit, like what type of blood type you are.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that is insane. That is awesome.
And it's pretty cool too because, like let's just say you're incapacitated and on the way to the hospital, the medical crew needs to know something about you. They know before you get to the hospital.
Yeah.
So
it's the best safety.
Well, thank you, Josh, for offering that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
You'll have to reach out to Brooklyn on social media and, get your guys' deal going together. That'd be pretty cool. But being safe is top priority all the time. So
oh, yeah.
Who did your car? Who built it? Like built it up so that you are safe in there?
My family.
Really?
Yep. It was just me and my family.
So you guys just went all in and got it done?
Yep.
That's cool.
With the help of the amazing sponsors. But yeah, we got all the parts and then we just built it up.
Dude, that's rad.
Yep.
Man, you guys really like to get in like deep when you guys start out, right?
Yeah.
Dang, that's cool. But yeah, so going along the lines of talking about how big the side-by-side industry is getting, like I truthfully feel like we're barely at the front of it right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's going to keep growing to be much, much bigger. Like at the UTV World Championships, I don't know if you noticed, but when we were there, like I kind of felt like the race was the sideshow because there was UTVs driving around everywhere in the streets.
Yep.
Like Arizona was flooded with, or Lake Havasu was flooded with UTVs. Like UTVs were like more popular than Honda Civics.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely crazy to see the community grow more. And like you said, like I think we're just at like the cusp of it.
It's pretty cool though, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you think that does for you and your racing program? Does that mean like you're like, yes, like I'm getting into it now? Like,
yeah, I think I got into it at the right time. It wasn't too early, but I don't think it was too late. And I'm just like trying to ride the wave.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And, just trying to like grow with the industry.
Well, I like that term when you say riding the wave because that's a big business term too, right? Yeah. So like you have things happen in business, like construction boom. Yep. You definitely got to ride the wave because once it goes down, then you got to make sure you stay steady. Like, so not that side-by-side racing is going to go down or anything, but that's a perfect way to do it and think about it. So what has been some of the funnest things that you've got to do? Well, before we get into your backstory, but that you've gotten to do other than be able to drive somebody else's car, like, did you have a, I don't know, funnest trip that you like drove to a race or like something behind the scenes?
Something behind the scenes. I would say like just like it's almost any race. Like I definitely have like awesome experiences going to the races, not actually the race, but it's the pits. And it's just like everybody, all the friends getting together. And I think that's the funnest times. And then, of course, getting in the car and racing. But
yeah, 100%.
I think it's just like super fun, like everybody joining and having like campfires and, everybody cooking.
When you guys go to the races, you guys stay in a trailer? Or you guys usually do a hotel or what?
If it's like far away, then we'll do a hotel. But usually it's our fifth wheel.
Yeah, nice. So. That's pretty cool, though. And those times, like, you won't ever be able to, like, replace those either. Mm-mm. Like, again, that's exactly why we do the show is because, like, we all enjoy doing that so much, man.
Just living in the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can have a bad race, but it's all the little moments leading up to the race and after, like, that's what makes the race the race.
Dude, 100%. Like, what are some of the funniest things, like... Okay, so we drove all the way across the country to a state that you may know a little bit called Missouri.
Okay.
And so we had two incidents on the way. So it's July when we have to go to this short course race, and it's Wheatland, Missouri at the Lucas Oil Speedway. So we're driving there, and we get like a little bit out of Arizona, like towards New Mexico. The AC goes out, and it's freaking July.
Oh, man.
So we drive all the way across the country and back with no air conditioning. So that was torture, right? But it was like one of those things like, okay, we're going to pull over and get AC next time. Mm-hmm. And then one of the funniest things that I will never forget, like we did shitty that weekend at the races. So I kind of just threw that away. That memory is like just gone. But,
yeah.
We went down this dirt road, like a pavement road turned into a dirt road, and it wasn't enough room to turn around. Like you couldn't hang a U-turn because the trailer and the rig is too big.
Yeah.
And we saw this bridge. It was like a wooden bridge, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like this old janky bridge, like super bad. Like one of the ones you see in the movies, like that's going to break if you step your foot on it.
Yeah.
And it said max weight 2 tons. And my dad goes, yeah, we can make it. We're less than 2 tons. And so me and my crew chief, Brian Lopez, we were like calculating it. We're like, dude, we're like 18, 19, like tons. Like we're like a lot of weight. Like we're easily 10 times or 5 times whatever more than 2 tons. Mm-hmm. And so he goes, I'll just go slow. And we're like, just go slow. And there's this huge drop off, like 100 feet down into this big ravine. And you can hear like he starts going over and putting the front wheels on. It goes like this horror movie creaking bridge. And we're driving over it with like, let's just say 15, 18 tons of race equipment. I'm like, oh my God, everything that I just worked for the last, 3 or 4 years
It's done.
is going in the water. Like, we're done. Like, sayonara, everybody. I should make my last phone calls right now. Yeah. And dude, we were freaking out, like laughing, videoing it. Oh my God. And then so my crew chief's like, I don't know if we're going to make it. So we just creaked over the whole bridge and made it across. And there was a little tiny car like on the other side, like just waiting. And we just passed them and they were just shaking their heads like, you idiots. But that's
have
like
those moments.
Do you have any stories, like maybe not the same as that, but like any crazy stories going to the races?
Like crazy stories, okay, my like crazy story is getting lost, like completely lost, like going through like a suburb and like on the other side of the track. Like my last race, well, 2 races ago, we were going to Glen Helen and I think my mother had the directions and that was the wrong person to give directions to. Just the wrong person. Sorry, Mom. But wrong person to give directions to.
By the way, Mom's in the studio with us.
Yeah, she's like right there.
While Brooke talks trash about her and has to ride home 8 hours with her.
Hey, Lisa's in front of her.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not talking trash if she's listening.
Exactly. Exactly. She's still in like hitting distance, so you know.
Okay.
So I'm safe. But no, it's if you give her directions, you know, you'll end up in trees or you'll end up in a suburb where with a big fifth wheel and then trying to get yourself out and then having 3 other people trying to navigate. You know, it's a great time.
So you all have to get out and like help Dad back up.
Yep.
Like, oh man.
Yep. Or she'll get the trailer too close. Oh, you can make it. No, we can't.
Backing into some dude's driveway, like by their front door, probably.
Yeah. Yep. We actually had to do that. One guy came out of his house. He's like, "Are you guys lost?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're lost."
That's hilarious. So he totally knew that you guys jacked up too.
Yep. He's like, are you guys looking for the racetrack? We're like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you guys got to turn around and go back. And that is the worst thing to hear when you got a trailer on. You're like, yeah, we don't want to hear that.
Oh, crap. That's awesome that you guys have those stories, though, because those memories are like, they last forever.
Yep.
They're super, super
And that's
cool.
like every race, you know? It's just
Sounds like you guys have a good time.
Yeah.
The Outlaw Desert Racing guys commented in and said, happy birthday, Brooklyn.
Hey, thank you.
So you just had your birthday, Saturday?
I did.
That's awesome. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
So we are both Scorpios.
Oh,
My
really?
birthday is this Saturday.
Hey,
Yeah.
high five on Scorpios.
So that actually was going to bring me to one of the questions that I wanted to ask tonight. Do you think Scorpios are better racers than everybody else?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same here.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool though. Like I hardly ever meet any other Scorpios.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot. So.
That's probably why we both have light eyes.
Yep.
Yep. Scorpios,
Yep.
light eyes. That's
Sorry to everybody else born in any other month, but Scorpios are the best.
Well, happy birthday though. That's cool that
Thank you, too.
everybody's saying that. So, did you get anything for your birthday?
I think I got the best present ever. I got a Ford Mustang GT.
Ooh, for a racer girl, I feel like that's the perfect present.
Yeah, it was.
So, you were telling us, or me and your mom at dinner, that it's neat to be able to get a vehicle like that, right? Like it's cool. It's cool for anybody, right?
Yeah.
An older guy, a younger guy, a younger girl, whoever it is. Those are just cool vehicles. But the better part about it is that you forgoed, like you didn't get your car when you turned 16. Mm-hmm. You decided that you wanted to put that effort into racing.
I did. My parents asked me like a week before I turned 16, and they're like, "Do you want to drive like a car?" And I already had my 900. And I was like, no, I want to keep going with racing. I'm like, right now I am homeschooled, so I'm not going back and forth to school. So I'm like, if it's okay, like I want to just keep racing and putting that towards racing. And they're like, that's fine.
Even though you knew it was super hard and it was going to be a really like lofty goal?
I knew it was going to be like rough. There's going to be rough patches, but also like where I am now, like I do not regret that decision.
Yeah,
Like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm like, it was an amazing decision, and also like this is a very expensive sport, like any way you look at it, and so.
Well, even money aside, though, you probably feel good that and don't regret your decision because you work your freaking butt off to be able to get to where you are now.
Yeah, it takes. I mean, it's a lot of effort, and just growing your way and getting the respect out of like the industry and growing and getting to meet people, but earning the respect.
Dude. Well, especially being a young lady too, right? Yeah, like that's even harder probably.
Yep.
That's cool though, man. And I respect that a lot. When you guys were telling me at when we were eating Mexican food, I thought that was super cool to hear that story because not only does it show that you work hard in your racing program, it shows that you have priorities and you have a level head because you didn't say, Mom and Dad, why can't I have both?
Yeah.
You said, okay, I understand this. This is the way that it's going to be. And unless I put in the effort and show my parents or show my sponsors, whoever it is, that I'm never going to be able to move forward with it. So that's pretty cool to understand the depth of that decision.
Yeah. I mean, it's all worked out in the end, which I am completely grateful for. And now I do have both, but I'm still working my tail off on both. Like,
well, it's pretty clear that your parents wouldn't have got you that had they not seen that. So.
Yeah, no. Like, I work very hard of earning their respect. That's the most important, is earning their respect.
So it looks like that your mom has also earned a lot of respect too, because Todd just commented in and said Mom can cook a mean burger. So that deserves respect from everybody.
Yes, she definitely can.
Is that what's usually on the menu at the races?
Usually it's that, or it's sometimes steak or roast. Yeah.
Dang, you're going all out at the races.
Tacos.
Mom's really stepping it up over here, dude. That's pretty cool.
Ordering pizza, it's that menu.
Ordering pizza?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Hey, you know what? You got to give Mom a break
isn't your mom
sometimes.
from Chicago? Like, so
she is.
Pizza's the jam?
Yep. That's the best pizza.
That's pretty cool. The Gamer Kid said hi. I don't know who he is, but hi, Gamer Kid. So it's pretty cool that... Rusty, does she work that hard? So Todd is actually asking your dad to say to get the real answer here.
Yeah.
I think honestly though, Todd, I think that the understanding of the birthday present, but we're going to call it the understanding and level of respect that the parents have for their children, no matter if it's Brooklyn and her parents or anybody else, you wouldn't see those things happen unless the person was doing, so the kid was doing something positive. And it's not just about racing and results. It's about hard work. It's about making sure that you're communicating with people properly. There's a lot of life lessons learned in the dirt. And it's cool to see that she's so young right now and she's already figuring all this stuff out very quickly. Getting the opportunity to drive a Lone Star car like Billy Long's car is very few and far between. And to have those opportunities is pretty amazing. When you get the opportunity, you have to take full advantage of it, and you have to make sure that you respect everybody, like what Brooklyn said. So I think it's pretty cool, and happy birthday and to you. Did you kind of feel like it was a birthday present driving that car?
I did.
Like, a Bugatti?
Yeah. It was awesome. It was a surreal.
Really?
Yeah, surreal.
I would like to drive one of those cars one of these days and see how it is. I've never driven like an actual like desert, not even like your desert car.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like we've had really cool short course cars and stuff, and then we built this project RS1, the Project Winning at Life RS1 for the UTV World Championship, and that was fantastic. Like I had a great time in that thing, and that's as close to I mean, I've ridden passenger in some desert cars and stuff, but that's as close as I've got to actually driving a full-on desert car.
Well, next time we're at the track, you can definitely get in mine. Go race it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think you would do a better job racing.
My Shock Therapy Evo powered car. Yep.
No shameless plug there. Thank you for helping the Dirt Life, talking about those sponsors as well. Yep. It is neat to see I don't even want to call it that, like the fun that you can create in the atmosphere of racing, it's so intense, right?
Oh, yeah.
But every time I see you at the track, you're just like a smile on your face. Like you respect it so much.
Yeah. That place is like where I'm most comfortable. Like,
at the track?
Yeah.
Really?
It's really weird. Like when you see me, like I'm usually, not to expose myself, but I'm usually pretty quiet. Like I really stay to myself, but like the people in the industry and just the racetrack, that is where I am most comfortable, which is super crazy, but it's fun.
Your dad says she drives, I work the car.
Yeah.
We know she drives, man. We saw it in that video. So it's pretty cool to see that people were paying attention to that too. Did anybody comment on that video that you saved? So where can actually people see this so they can comment too?
Okay, so you can either see it on my Facebook, Brook Deman, or you can see it on Instagram, Brook_Lynn_Deman. That's
Oh,
where
okay,
you can
cool.
go and see
So
it.
I pronounced your last name wrong. It's Demon, not Demon, huh?
Some days it's Demon, Race days it's Demon.
When you're in school, did all the teachers get it wrong too?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't feel so bad.
It's either Demon, Demon, or Demon. We get that one too.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like add like Demon. That's like so much extra.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat though. Okay, so Demon. I'm going with Demon then.
Yep.
We actually had that how to pronounce. We should do some how are you smarter than a third grader question.
Yeah, right?
We did how to pronounce Dakar. Is it so? Yeah, actually, you guys can tell us this
Yep.
on Facebook and YouTube. Tell us if it's Dakar or Dakar. Because I want to know.
I've always said Dakar.
Me too.
Yeah.
But then, like, Craig Scanlon was telling me he's like Dakar, and I'm like, shit. Like,
Yeah.
the boss
Am
is
I
telling
wrong?
me that I'm wrong. Like, I better like step up my game figuring this out.
Yeah.
So let us know and tell us what you guys think, which pronunciation it is.
So I feel like I'm professional when I talk to people about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, if you want to go race Dakar, then you better be saying it right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, if we didn't know how to pronounce like taco and we were saying taco, we would be total amateurs.
Yeah, we could not go down to Mexico.
We couldn't even go to the local taco shop if we were saying it like that. We get kicked out.
Yeah.
So,
you guys aren't fit to be here.
yeah, exactly, right? Well, I don't know if Kristen's actually going to call in today because she might be working on her Baja stuff, but I can shoot her a text real quick. So, one of the comments in Todd, it looks like he's commented a few times, man. So Todd was saying that it's a great family to work with. I don't know what HPR is, and I love helping them as much as I can. And Brooklyn's driving, and Levelhead is going to take her places. I don't disagree with that comment whatsoever, Todd. I think that's a really good statement. Where did you actually learn how to be so level-headed? Because you're not only level-headed outside the car. If you can keep control of a vehicle going at speed, you got to be pretty level-headed with your skill set and your mindset to be able to drive a car that fast.
I've kind of always been that way. Even like when I was little, I've just been like, this is gonna kind of sound morbid, but like I've never been like animals because I did grow up on a farm, so animal issues, like I always was the one that had the level head. Like my mom, she would pass out on the side of blood, and so it was just my dad and I, and we would just figure it out. So it taught me how to just be, okay, if something emergency happens, I have to be calm, because it doesn't help when you freak out.
Yeah.
So it's just like helped me through stuff. And I mean, stuff is going to happen when stuff is going to happen, and it's meant to happen. Everything happens for a reason. So you can't really control it. So you just kind of just
I feel like
go with the flow.
I feel like that statement, though, and the way that you act is something way beyond your age, though, because most people that are 16, 17, 18 years old are, like, not even close to that. Like, if they get into a situation where they can't pull on the freeway or somebody cuts them off, they'd lose it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat. So, Kristen, Matlock, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
We're doing awesome. Thank you very much for calling in. We know you're super busy prepping for Baja.
Yeah, sorry I lost track of time. Honestly, that's exactly what we're doing. I've got the whole crew up here right now, and we're prepping and getting ready to leave on Friday.
Man, we just talked to Justin at Shock Therapy, and he said the same thing. He said, like, it's just work. And so you guys are going to go pre-run then too, huh?
Yeah, we leave Friday, and we'll start pre-running Saturday, and we'll just do it all week long, and then that way it's nice and fresh in our minds before the start.
You guys are also going to have some nice and fresh tacos too, so I'm kind of jealous about that.
You got it.
Hey, so
Always.
we have Brook Deman, on the studio or in the studio. She actually had me pronounce her name all extra, but we have her in the studio, and so she's actually just kind of getting into. I think she's just around 2 years into her side-by-side racing career now, and it's been nice to have friends of the show like you be able to call in, and maybe you can give her some tips and just talk to her about women in racing.
Yeah, awesome. How old are you?
I just turned 18 Saturday.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So you got started when you were right at 16 and you're 2 years into it. So
yeah, and one of the best things about it is that her parents said, would you like to get a car for your 16th birthday, as in like a street car, or would you like to go racing? And they gave her the option, and look what she chose.
Oh, my type of girl. Awesome. I love it. Yeah, so you're getting started earlier than me. I'm actually only in my 5th year of racing for Polaris RZR and UTVs. I raced quads prior to this, but
oh wow.
But yeah, so you're getting started at a younger age, so just imagine where you can go,
I know, that's what I'm working on, and definitely one day I do need to meet you, because we always like pass each other. I'm like, one day I definitely need to meet her.
Of course. Yeah, we'll have to get together for sure, and we'll exchange numbers. You can call me anytime. Any questions that you have, I don't mind one bit. I like helping everybody out.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Do you have any questions, or?
Just how are you preparing? Okay, how are you preparing your mind for running Baja? Like, what do you do?
That's a fantastic question.
Put your psyche and everything. Like, what do you do to prepare?
Right. I work out a lot. I've found that helps a tremendous amount. Even the mind, just being physically fit helps. And then right now, I'm going to be staying up till about probably 3:00 in the morning, just prepping. It's crunch week is what I call it. And every single night we'll be up to the wee hours of the morning or night. And so that kind of trains me, because I'm sure you know that I race Iron Woman style. So I'll be behind the wheel of my race car for the Baja 1000. About 21, 22 hours is what I'm expecting to do it in. So it's a long time. So that's why I train myself physically, and then just kind of staying up late here and there trains my body to get used to that as well.
Wow.
That's actually awesome. A really good point that she brings up, though. So your question was how to train mentally, and obviously being physically fit is a huge thing. But when you train your mind mentally, she's actually doing two different things. She's showing her mind that when it gets tired, that she's retraining it how to focus and not let it go.
Yep.
So that in a race car, she doesn't have that happen, especially doing the Iron Man stuff, right? Or Iron Woman stuff. And
yeah,
when you can do that and you can know how to connect those, we'll just say brain waves to your muscle structure in your body and have muscle memory and stuff, that's insanely hard to do, first of all.
Yep.
But it's really, really beneficial when you do endurance type sports.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yep, exactly. And then as far as what motivates me, or, maybe something like that, it's just, I just want to get to the finish line and just show myself, for one, but everybody else, that it's doable. Anyone can get out there and do exactly what I do, because yes, I train hard, but anyone can train hard. If anyone sets their mind to it, they can do it just the same.
That's pretty cool that she said that, though. Did you catch that? She does it for her first. And that's not a selfish thing. That means that she's putting the pressure on her. She's not doing it to be...
She's performing for herself.
Yeah, she's not being the cool guy that's just going out there to show everybody how bad... obviously those are perks of winning, but she's doing it for herself, which is first and foremost the main thing, that you got to love what you do.
That's what this sport is about, is it's racing yourself first.
Yep.
It's making yourself better every corner, every minute, every hour. It's just getting yourself ready first.
Yeah, like you said, first you must finish to finish first. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for spending the time with us, Kristen. We really appreciate it. We know that you guys are always good down in Baja, but we really hope you guys have some good luck and kick some butt.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. And And good luck to you. If you have any questions whatsoever, like I said, give me a call or find me on Instagram and I'll message you back.
Thank you very much, and good luck down in Baja.
Hey, real quick, Kristen,
Thank
before you
you.
get off, are the boys going with you too?
They'll come down after we're done pre-running. So they'll be
Nice.
at the start-finish.
They got schoolwork priorities, man.
Yeah, they bring it with them, and that way they get their schoolwork done, and they still get to go fishing and see us race. It's just the best of both worlds
Hey,
that way.
racing is more important, all right?
Yeah.
Don't tell any other kids I said that.
Clearly, racing is always more important. It's more important than getting your first car at 16.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
We do. Well, thanks, Kristen. We really appreciate it. Please tell the family we said hello, and good luck to you and Wayne down there.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too. See ya.
Bye-bye.
It's neat to see how I feel like you and her have like a lot in common because you're so level-headed and she's like literally right now, her and Justin are both in the meat of what the most important race of the year is.
Yep.
And both of them are holding it together like nothing's even going on.
Yeah, like, it's just fine. It's just another day.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would be like, nope, I ain't calling in no stupid show. Like, I got to work. I got to, like, do all this stuff. Like,
Yep.
it's pretty cool. It looks like one of your buddies came in. Billy Long just joined and said hello.
Yeah, Billy Long, if you just joined, we've been talking crap about you over here. So,
Yeah.
you've missed all of it.
A lot of smack talk going on. Don't rewind it, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian Lopez, for wishing Brooke a happy birthday, and thanks for the happy birthday wishes for me, too. So much appreciated, dude. Your dad chimed in and said, Brooke was so mad at Best in the Desert because she didn't finish higher. Well,
Yeah.
that's the mindset of the racer in you, right?
Yeah, you got to have that selfish, competitive nature.
Well, that's what every racer is,
Yeah.
though, right? But I've really noticed that, like, I don't know how to say this without sounding mean, but like in dirt bike racing, it's a lot more selfish. Like it's because it's less of a team sport, right? It's just one dude out on a track, like going as fast as they can, like, and you can move a dirt bike around a lot different with your body, like fighting, like easier, right? With the car, it's different because you have a car, you have to keep it going and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But those traits can take you pretty far in life. So as long as you can stay humble but still have that same back selfishness, whatever you want, like deep inside you to go out there and win, it goes so far in your life lessons. It's insanely good.
Oh, yeah.
Do you notice that when you're battling with a lot of dudes, you can tell their personality by how they're driving? I
can either tell if they're aggressive,
getting all wicked nasty.
Yeah. Or I can tell if they're a nice guy, I guess. I'm always a person, I want to race you clean. I'm a person, I will give you a part in the pits because I want to I want to beat you out on the track, not on the pits. So, and I won't crash to beat you. That's just how I am because I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. So why would I do it to somebody else?
Don't go blow somebody out.
Exactly.
Have you ever had to nerf somebody?
I have.
Yeah. Do you have a strong bumper? Did your brother build you a strong bumper on that bad boy?
So after the first race, then the bumper started getting more and more tougher.
Yeah.
Because my dad and his brothers,
bigger pipes.
Yep. They're like, all right, next one, and okay.
Did you get any shit from your family? Why'd you have to bend it?
Yep. They're like, really? You really had to? I'm like, I'm sorry. You know what? My bumper didn't really get bent by other racers. It got bent by my own self, going endo in a jump. That's where it got bent. Yeah.
Dang, that was probably sketchy.
Yep.
Was that like a pucker moment? You thought you were going over?
Oh, yeah. I have a video of it. My mom actually took it. And
no way.
I did the jump perfectly one time. And after that one time, I couldn't do it again. So my dad goes, all right, you got it. Send it. And I sent it. And I biffed it. I was like, I called on the radio. I'm like, is my front end under me? That's how hard I hit. And my dad's like, no, you're good. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, dude, you must have built a good car then. Gavin V says, what do you think of wrestling grease hands?
Wait, what do you mean?
Right over here, Gavin V said, what do you think of wrestling grease hands?
Wrestling grease hands.
Well, you say Ruslan, I say Ruslan. Man, I'm messing up everybody's name.
Ruslan is an awesome kid. He's like a little brother to me. And
That's so cool.
Him and his family are just amazing people. So.
I had mentioned to you before that I wanted to meet them and him and his family.
Yeah,
maybe we could get them on the show one of these days.
Yeah, definitely. They're just awesome.
Throw out a text message for me and see if they want to come on the show. It'd be pretty cool.
I definitely will. I for sure.
Excuse me, Billy Long just commented in too. Said, I am nice, but we'll run you over if you don't move. That's what every racer says in the pits, though.
Yep.
Every single dude. I remember, when I was doing desert racing, Justin was following me around in the helicopter at the UTV World Championship. I was, behind this dude, and I could see that he didn't have a rear bumper in his RS1, and I had a RS1, and I didn't have a front. Well, I had a little front bumper. And the dude was slowing me up big time, and he's like, yeah, move him out of the way. And I'm like, if I even touch this dude, I'm going to crush his exhaust pipe. So I got to be the nice guy here because I wouldn't want somebody to totally smash my exhaust.
Yep. Oh, man.
So I did have to be the nice guy there.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta pick and choose your battles. You're like, oh, do I really want to do that? No.
Oh, actually, Alfonso has a great question here. He said, has she had any issues juggling social life as well as racing life?
Ooh, I have. Actually, that is, I mean, the real world. It's, you have friends that come and go. You have people that just come and go because you're really focused in what you're doing. And that will happen with any career, I think. But you're just so focused in what you're doing. And, of course, in life, you figure out who's your friends and who's not.
It kind of weeds everybody out, right?
Yeah. And, you are in racing, you do get super busy, just like Justin and Kristen are going through. I mean, it's a crunch week and they're staying up till 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to go have a beer or get chicken wings or something, they're like, nope, sorry, bud.
Yeah, I mean, there's prioritizing, and, that will also not
I think there's good things
life.
and bad things about that, though, too. Like when I was growing up, very similar to you, I was young and I wanted to pursue a racing career. It wasn't in side-by-sides like you. It was in motocross. Mm-hmm. And I started really late. I started when I was 12 and I turned professional when I was 17. So it was 5-year span. So it was really quick. But during that time is the same times that you're going through right now. It's like high school and it's all the times when everybody is bonding together and making friendships and things are going, I don't know, just crazy, right? With social life, like what Alfonso said. And I bypassed every single inch of that. We didn't get to do anything that was normal. Everybody goes to parties on the weekends and stuff, and we just bypassed and went racing, right?
Yep.
But looking back on it, I would never change any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Because the people you know now and just the experiences that you've gone through. Of course, in the moment, you're like, oh, man, I wish you could go to, a movie.
Yeah.
The normal things. But then you're like, but, we have fun on the weekend. So we got to crunch in the garage all week and then go and enjoy it on the weekend.
I feel like it brings a lot of understanding of life in general because you're seeing all this work and things that you're doing. But also, like you said, you kind of weeds out the people that, I don't know, are not really your friends. But then, you'll see, in 5 years, all these off-road, they're lifetime friends.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they're not your age, they're still, out there to help you. Even if you called them on a Tuesday afternoon and you were like, hey, will you drive 5 hours to bring me a part? They'll be like, yeah, I'll be there. As long as I have time, I'll come help you.
Yeah. I mean, it's the family atmosphere, and that's what, intrigued me so much into this industry is because everybody's a family. Everybody's willing to help. Of course, you have, the normal people that don't, and they're like, nope, I'm not doing it.
How did you even know side-by-side racing existed?
So my brother Tyler, he's my brother from another mother. Mm-hmm. And so he started into the side-by-side world, and that's kind of who got us into side-by-sides. And we were just having as play cars, and he's actually from Missouri. Mm-hmm. And he called my dad up. He's like, hey, I want to come race a series out in
the
West. And my dad's like, all right, but you have to complete a full season. And he's like, all right. So he picked the work series. So he went to the first race, which was at the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas.
That's kind of crazy. I still weirded out by that race.
I know, right? That's actually a really fun race, but it's grueling. But we went out there. My dad brought me out, and I was looking at all the cars and everything. So that kind of got it started.
And you were 15, 16?
I was 15.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's kind of where like we got introduced to the side-by-side worlds. And he was racing 1000 turbo Can-Am.
That's crazy for me to think though. Like, well, girls in general, like a lot of them are in gymnastics and dancing and stuff. And you go to this race and you're just like, that's it.
Yep. I'm doing it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's pretty neat though.
Yeah.
Had you never got the opportunity, do you think you would have even...
So fun fact, not a lot of people know. I was going back to barrel racing.
Nuh-uh.
Yep, I used to barrel race when I was younger, so I got out of it for a few years. And
so you what? Did you just have the need for speed and you wanted to get back into something? And then,
yep.
Dude.
It was literally, so think of like stuff happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I was trying to get back in barrel racing and just stuff wasn't working out. Like I was trying to figure out like horse situation and horse trailer situation, and it was just a lot, and nothing would work out. But then racing came up, and it was just like everything, like step by step, started working. I'm like, okay, I am meant to like go on this path.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And usually Scorpios are like, nope, I'm doing whatever it takes,
Yep.
even pushing through all this crap.
Yep. And it was like I took the sign, and I was like, you know what? It's something that I might need to pursue. And so my parents go, they're like, hey, it's either racing a car or barrel racing. And I picked racing a car, and just to see where that would take me.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe that like stuff like that happens. Like I've noticed it more like as I get older, like stuff happening for a reason kind of thing.
Yep.
It's pretty neat that you noticed that so early.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to get into your story a little bit and talk about how much this racing stuff actually means to you, where it all started, like we just talked about. Yeah, let's just do it now. Let's go to a commercial break. We will be right back.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UTV World Championships, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next purchase, and join us on social media at Zollinger Racing Products to see our products in action. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period. Finally, we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I've been trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So, light torch, small torch. You can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans like let's say a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up.
You can patch it up. It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah. Also, as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel. And then your hop lock, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything. So that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
It's like a first aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, chase trucks have it as well, so that if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
All right, we are back. Again, thank you guys very, very much for joining us. It looks like we have some internet service provider slowdown, so you guys might see a little bit of lag in the feeds. So just bear with us and stay on the feeds, and it'll come up sooner or later. But man, like I said before, it's pretty awesome to be able to interview these great guests that we have. I'm going to do a second introduction. So today we have our featured guest, episode 63 of the Dirt Life Show, Brook Deman. Yeah. So, we have her in the studio. She's a young side-by-side racer and just a fantastic family that she has. And she's really, really putting a lot of effort into the things that she loves. And it's cool to see that she's actually excelling in the things that she's doing. All this hard work has been paying off. But you just kind of told us a little bit before the commercial break how you got into side-by-side racing was, I don't know, almost like an accident. But you kind of started seeing stuff falling into place because you liked doing barrel racing. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. Like when you went to the side-by-side races at the Orleans Arena, the Works race in Orleans Arena, like what was the feeling? Like were you just like, this is so cool? Like what were you feeling at that event?
Like I was like, it's awesome how everybody was around. There's a lot of like females. And I was like, hey, Dad, I was with my father, and I was like, are these...
Was Mom there or no?
She was, just she wasn't around, and it was my dad and I walking through. And I asked him, I was like, well, I seen, colored cars. I was like, oh, are those guys? And he's like, no, those are girls.
Oh,
like,
really?
What? I didn't know. I'm like, oh my gosh, girls race this. And he's like, yeah. He's like, they're getting, bigger in this sport. And I'm like... what could I do this? And he's like, you can do anything you put your mind to. So that's where I started.
Supportive dad right there.
Yep. And so 2 months later, we got the 900 and just started driving it, and then went to Glen Helen Raceway in September of 2018 and won it. Won my first race.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Yep. So that's kind of where I got started.
Well, not only that, Glen Helen is a gnarly place too. Yeah. That's a pretty crazy track. Well, I think it's gnarlier because that's where I broke my back.
Yeah.
But I still think no matter who goes to Glen Helen, it's just a gnarly place. You got
always got a story to tell after.
Pretty much. Yep. How was your first race then?
My first race, it was,
what class did you race first of all?
So I raced the 900 production class of Works Racing. So that was my very first race, and of course, my dad takes me to the most prestigious track there is, and but
we'll just throw Brooke in the fire. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's fine. But we went there, and he was like, "You're either gonna like it or you're not," and
that's actually not a bad way to do it, though. Mm-hmm. Because he's like, I could just see it in his head. Like the total parent's like, I'm going to take her to the nastiest one so she hates it, and I won't have to spend all this money on a side-by-side.
It didn't work.
Backfired, Dad. Oh, man.
It did not work. It definitely went the other direction, and I came off the track, and once he knew I won, he's like, that's it. He's like, that was the worst thing that could happen.
He throws his walkie-talkie down. He's like, dang it.
Yeah. But from there, then he's just been super supportive and just the best race dad.
He's an all-around good guy in general, but it is kind of cool to see that, like, I don't know what you want to call it, the dynamic, right? That comes through. Yep. But you got to really think about it from your perspective too. So, like, if I can put myself in your shoes, barrel racing is not easy.
No.
And you're going fast.
Yeah.
And you're controlling something that's like, it's not a vehicle, right? It's like something that has its own mind. Like,
and that's another reason. Like, I've been into horses since I was 6 years old, and I've always like loved them and had a passion for them, and I always will. I still have my horse, so I do like. I guess that's my therapy. I would say that is my therapy where if I'm not in the car.
But that's two different worlds, right?
It is. And I think that's what like appeals to me is like when I'm not in the race car, I can go up to my horse and just like be. It's like a quiet place. There's not engines running. There's not like nothing going on. So, of course, you're dealing with its own entity and its own mind and stuff like that, which is kind of pain in the butt sometimes. But, it's a challenge. It's a different challenge.
And you have a different level of respect for the things that are going on around you when you see, like, put yourself in a position to,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing where it helps me with my racing because it helps me stay calm.
Dude, yeah.
Because you have to, when your anxiety goes up, if the horse's anxiety goes up. So it's the same thing in racing. Of course, you don't have, like, a thing that has its own brain, but everything is controlled by your emotion.
Right.
And so if you get angry, it's going to show. If you get sad, it's going to show.
So what's crazy about that is, like, I actually have a first world story about that. So when I was in the race car doing Lucas races, because that's mostly what I did, I would wear a heart rate monitor a lot of times. And we would have all of the data on a little, like, I don't know, it's like a little satellite piece on the top of the car.
Yeah.
And it would tell G-forces. It would tell how sighted you are. It would tell, and I could notice that your lap times differ depending on the amount of excitement or level of effort or frustration you do when you put stuff in to the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So you're missing corners by an inch. You're, like, not doing stuff right. That's so crazy that you were that into it too. Like, you can understand that. Mm-hmm.
Like every race, my lap times get faster because from the first lap to the last lap, my lap times get faster unless I have an issue. But usually, like, I get in tune and then it just like I just keep knocking down those corners and laps.
Do you still have the an understanding of your level of intensity that needs to happen right off the get-go?
I do. I did definitely get the competitive nature of like. You need
barrel
to
racing,
go.
you just go like pinned right off the bat.
That and then also works help me because sometimes in desert racing you start 1 or 2 at a time, but in works you start all in a line and then go. So that helped me be competitive. Like, I want to be the first one to the hill. Like, I want to be the first one to that corner, and so that helped too.
It also. I guess that mental process is like if you're the first one there, it's already achieving a milestone, so then you can calm down afterwards. Like keep the intensity level for a shorter amount of time or something.
Because you also have to put in your mind, okay, you have to conserve the car at some point. You have to get out there, do your job, get in front, and then you have to be able to conserve
Not only
the car.
that, but these last 2020 has had so much freaking dust at all these races, dude. It's been insane. So the Outlaw Desert Racing guy says, George, bring the Dirt Life show out to our event in Texas. Well, that's a good offer. I appreciate that. Maybe we can work something out and go out there. I know that you should reach out to Alfonso. He's up in the comments up above. He's already going to be out in Texas doing some filming for us. So please reach out to him. So if I can't personally be there, he can at least go cover it and have some fun with you guys and hang out. And then we can do a little video or something like that. So that would be pretty cool. We'd be happy to help. It sounds like you guys are doing doing some really awesome stuff out there. And Todd said that's why she does so good with racing. The mental part of, is huge. Yeah. So I don't disagree with those things, but there's an adverse to that. So we'll talk about how good, I've been racing for a long time in dirt bikes and side-by-sides, right? So I also know endurance racing. So fun fact that you may not know about me, but I competed in long-distance bicycle racing, 100-mile events, and then also was able to complete an Ironman.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow, congratulations.
Thank you. So
That's
I
amazing.
didn't even know how to swim before I entered the biggest triathlon on the planet. So, but all of those different things teach you different understanding of what the human body is capable of, right? So you're already getting a good understanding of it because barrel racing's super intense.
Yeah.
Side-by-side racing is also super intense, but there's different levels of it. Like if you do desert racing, it's longer. And those I call it mental capacity, right? Or willpower or understanding how to control your body. During those bicycle events or the Ironman, you have to keep your heart rate as low as possible because otherwise you'll pop is what they call it. You go out there and you won't have energy for the rest of the event.
Yep.
So you really understand how to train your mind, like Kristen was saying, to be able to slow everything else down.
Yep.
And that sounds like what you're doing too.
It's hard because I did start from short course racing. So works.
And when you say short course, you mean works, right?
Yeah. So it was 45 to 50-minute motos. And then getting in desert racing where it's 3, 4, 5, 6 hours.
Right.
On a normal race.
And the level of intensity at those different events is quite a bit different.
Yeah, and keeping yourself alive and going, that's just hard in itself.
Yeah, especially because you have to manage the car and there's so much going on around you, right?
Yep.
Well, let's kind of backtrack a little bit here. So you said that you obviously went to do barrel racing and stuff, and it sounds like you did that, I don't know, maybe when you were a younger teen. But how did, I think that you were saying, excuse me, before when we were at dinner that you grew up in a really small town.
I did.
And on a farm, right?
I did. So I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada, and then we moved to Utah when I was 2.5, and then from there, when I was 4, we moved to a town right outside of Joplin, Missouri. Have you ever heard about the Joplin tornado?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it happened in, I think, 2011.
But that was so gnarly.
Yeah, that was 30 minutes from our house. The only thing is we got...
And that's when you moved there, you were how old when that happened?
I was 4, so at that time, I think I was 6 or 7.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay.
Yep. So when that happened... we only got
way to move at the wrong time, bro.
I know. That was the biggest thing ever. But no, we only had mail that flew all the way to our house, and then we had one tree. It was in the middle of a lot of little trees, and it was the biggest one, and it literally just picked up and moved over, and that was all that happened.
Holy cow! Somebody was looking after you guys.
Yep.
That's insane.
I mean, the horror stories that we have from that is terrible, and the fact that we only had a tree that went over, it was insane.
So in Missouri, then you had a little farm. Do you have animals and stuff?
So we had 100 acres, and we had at one point 75 head of alpacas. So we had alpacas.
That's
one
wild.
llama, yeah, chickens, guineas, horses.
Alpacas, though.
I know. They're little fluff balls.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yep.
Was it hard? Excuse me. Was it hard maintaining all of them?
Probably the hardest part was the shearing every year. That is an event in itself. Because when you have they have to get fully sheared, and then you have a whole crew come in, or you try to do it yourself, but it's easier when you have a whole crew come in, and there's a group of
How long does it take
guys.
to do one?
Oh, I would say maybe 20 minutes.
Dang, you're a professional.
Yeah, I would say a good 20 minutes, and then you'd have to.
I feel like that would take me a whole day.
Yeah, just to do one. Yeah, yeah. But no, it
Is
was.
it hard to do that? I'm kind of intrigued by that.
it's hard to take your time and not cut the animal.
I was gonna say, because isn't the animal trying to like be all wild?
Yeah. So, okay, this is kind of sad, but what they do is they literally grab ropes. And it's like soft ropes, but they tie the animal from both their legs.
I feel like you'd have to, though.
Yeah. And then they strap them to a solid mound, and then they pull it so the animal's stretched out on the ground, and then they try to shear it.
Oh.
Well, and then somebody holds the head.
This whole time I was thinking like the animal's going like getting all buck nasty and you have to do it.
No.
Like
that would make it really hard. And then they also have tables where you have to, the table leans over, you put the animal against, you tie their legs, and then you flip them on the table.
So I'm hearing like a level of respect for animals at this point, because like you're understanding like life in general, right?
Yeah.
So you're like a young kid and you're just like, holy cow, like this is actually like already starting me at work.
Yeah.
Like most kids don't ever experience something like that because you're maintaining, we'll call it 100-acre farm.
Yeah.
With all of these different animals.
It was pretty crazy. It was awesome to be grown up like that and growing in that environment. It's definitely taught me respect and hard work. To work for what you want, and of course, like having a family to where, I mean,
I feel like that's super cool, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a cool way to grow up.
Yeah. It sucks in the cold, though, man. You go out in the middle of the morning, and it's freezing. Ice is hanging from the trees, and you're like, animals got to eat.
Yeah.
So.
I'd be out on that. Those animals are starving.
Yeah.
I can't handle the cold, man. It's been like, well, you guys brought the cold with you to Arizona,
Sorry,
so thanks.
our bad.
Man. It was
Our
41 degrees today when I got up, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm not doing today at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is cool that you were doing that. So this is right about the time when you're getting ready to turn, I don't know, 8-10 years old or something.
Yep.
And did you guys have like plans to keep doing the farm?
We did. We kept going with horses and kept going with alpacas, but then we started like selling alpacas off, and the farm becomes a lot. And especially my brother got older and he was in sports all the time, and so he was my mom calls him her free labor, so he would go out and weed whack and mow and everything and help take care of the farm.
So he was learning at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. But then he would also have sports, basketball and football, so he was gone from 4 a.m. until like 5. So it was getting hard for him. So my parents started like selling off animals, and then I had horses. I had 3 horses at one time, and so I was like entertained with that for a while.
That's a lot of work, though.
Yeah. Then I get
most
into
people can't
gaming.
even take care of a puppy.
You know what? Yeah, I barely.
You got puppies covered, no problem.
Yeah, kind of. Well, kind of. I have a little teacup chihuahua, and she becomes very high maintenance sometimes. And
those things are ornery, though.
Yeah. My dog is definitely, she's a spoiled little thing. But my parents are her grandma and grandpa, and that's like my child. And so she.
Wait, so when you brought her down, when you drove down from Vegas to Arizona today, so like how was she in the car then?
She's amazing.
Oh, nice.
I got her at 4 months, and she's been going in the car 24/7 and an airplane.
Oh, so she's used to it then.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
She goes to every race with me.
So that's a lot to deal with, man, especially for being so young, being able to understand and manage all that stuff that you have going on. Maybe let's fast forward through that portion of your life. What was like the next milestone? And you guys kind of started, I don't know, you said selling off, but we'll just call it dissipating the farm. Did you guys want to move back to Vegas?
So when I was around like 12 to 13, I asked my dad, because I've always heard the stories about Vegas and, being born in Vegas, but I moved away when I was 2.5. So I don't remember anything.
Yeah, little and no memories, right?
Yeah. So, and also how, like, one of the reasons why I got into racing is my dad is a BITT championship of 2002 on dirt bike.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So I grew up with the stories, and I always seen the plaque on the wall and all the trophies, and he used to race dwarf cars. So
So there's a little bit of racing in your blood then.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So,
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, so my dad did that. And
Good job, Rusty.
My brother also was into racing. He was into go-kart and dirt bike racing when he was little, and then he got out of it. So, and I was like the next runner-up. But, yeah.
But you taking the reins pretty good,
Yeah.
though.
So from there, I heard the stories, but it's always interested me. But I was so into horses, I didn't really, and we lived in Missouri, so there was really not really racing out there.
Not the same type of racing that's on the West Coast.
Yeah. So from there, I wanted to move back because of the stories, and I wanted a new scenery. And so I asked my dad, I was like, "Hey, Dad, would you mind moving back to Vegas?" And he's like, "Well, no." So we started selling off all the animals. I sold 2 horses, kept one, and then started moving back and got back. And we were here about a year and a half before I started racing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. And then,
when you moved back though, were you just like, I don't know, because it sounded like when you were saying it that you were like, well, I heard these stories of racing, like, I want to go check something out. Were you like looking forward to that right when you moved back, or were you kind of like, well, I got to start my new life. I need to be a kid. Like,
not yet. I actually started horse training.
Really?
Yeah. So when I moved back, I got to a barn and I started working with horses more. And so that's when like I kind of wanted to go back to barrel racing, and I didn't get into like racing dirt bikes. I asked my parents if I could race dirt bikes, but they said no, because there is
dirt bikes are so gnarly, though.
Yeah, they're like no roll cage, no anything. So that went out the window. But I started working with horses, and then from there, then just everything started happening with racing, going to my first race and seeing everything. So.
And that was probably pretty quickly after you moved back. That's pretty nice that your parents and your whole family was willing to, take your suggestion and move the whole crew.
Yeah. My brother at that time, he was out of the house. He was working on the road, welding. So that kind of helped because he wasn't like at home doing sports. So that didn't keep like my parents there of, well, Zachary's in sports. And so we were like, all right, it's time for a change.
Yeah, exactly. Alfonso also mentioned in what does she like more, horsepower or side-by-side power?
I would say side-by-side power. Just because it kind of gets a little sketchy when you're on a horse with its own brain and you're going like 30 miles an hour.
Dude, for real. I always thought about that. Like, it's so rad that people are so good at like, barrel racing or horse racing or even rodeo guys because it looks so gnarly to me.
Yep.
Like, I'm one of those people who just likes to be, this sounds dumb, but in control. But I mean in control in like the literal sense where like you're controlling a vehicle or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any problem like being a co-driver or like even just driving in the passenger seat of a regular car. But I really like, if you're going to be intense, to be able to like, you are the one with the focus and the pressure. Like,
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten dragged by a horse, bucked off, like
really
thrown through the ringer, man.
Did you get like bad hurt?
Not bad hurt. The worst I had when I got dragged, my horse threw me off and my foot got stuck in the stirrup. So she dragged me across grass, and the worst, I do have like a scar on this side.
Like while she was running?
Yeah, because of a rock, and just had like a big scrape.
Holy moly.
Yep. It was gnarly.
Did you have some words with her afterwards?
Yeah, I was definitely mad. I was like, really? I mean, come on. And she just decided to take her own brain and didn't want to work that day.
Man, that's crazy. So, your dad's is commenting and saying, ask her about wrecking.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
Thanks for.
Reliving that memories. I've had probably 2 gnarly crashes.
And is he talking about in side-by-sides?
Side-by-sides, yeah. 2 gnarly crashes, as in, so, my car that I'm running now.
Yeah, you have a Can-Am X3, right?
Yep, turbo. But that wasn't my...
With shock therapy suspension.
Yeah, with shock therapy.
Evo-Tune.
Yep, Evo-Tune, Evo-powered. Great car. But that wasn't my first turbo car. and I actually had one before that, and that one is totaled in my backyard.
Really? Can
Yeah.
you take any parts off of it though?
Yeah, a lot to build Phoenix, but an A-arm folded on me at 83 miles an hour.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yep, right 2 hours before a race.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was gnarly. And then, like maybe 3 months ago, I hit a rock.
You get hurt in that first one?
The first one, I had a really bad concussion.
Yeah.
My helmet came off in
How
the
the
middle
heck
of.
does that happen? Like, were you safe?
No, I was safe. And the cage held and everything, and I was buckled in, but my helmet, like I had it buckled and it came off
That's
and hit me in the face.
That's crazy.
I went to a chiropractor and he was like working on my face. He's like, "Did you get hit in the face?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Well, your cheekbone is out of line." I'm like, "Oh."
I didn't even know that could be like a thing, a cheekbone out of line.
Yep.
Good thing he fixed it.
Yeah. I was like, "Huh, that's cool."
Man, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, and so like looking on the outside looking in, like when you talk about it as a racer to racer, like I think, well, she crashed, like big deal, like because I've had many huge crashes too. Like there was a couple that we just threw away the cars, like they were just toast. So it's not that bad for me to hear it, but I don't like hearing people get hurt. First of all,
no.
But when you're doing a sport like this, it's not expected to crash, but it's expected for dramatic stuff to happen. You break down or parts to fail or things like that. Like, but I feel like with your level head, like you can manage those things better than most people. Like, you don't freak out. Like, what do you think about when you crashed? Were you like, oh no, it's over. Like, I'm done. Like, we're out of here, Dad. We're never touching it side by side again. Like,
so it was pretty funny. My last crash, I ran into a rock at 60 plus miles an hour. And rolled the car like completely endo to hit the left rear tire and sent us flying. But I got out of the car. I got to cell service, had my dad on the phone, and he was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Dad," I'm like, "I need radius rods. I need this and this and this." And he's like, "First, are you okay?" I'm like, "Did you just hear me?" I'm like, "I need this, this, and this."
So you already had in your head, like, this is the next step. This is what needs to happen.
I'm like, if I was hurt or my co-driver was hurt, I would have told you.
That's a true racer mentality, though, right? Like, you already know what you already know. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, though. Mm-hmm. Well, let's switch gears a little bit because I definitely want to talk more about the racing stuff. But so you went, like, from Missouri. Mm-hmm. Now you're back in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Were you going to school? Like, did you go to public school, private school, homeschool, like this whole time in these different states?
Yeah, I've been homeschooled. So I went homeschooled when I was in 3rd grade and then just been homeschooled all the way since.
Probably because you were working on the ranch. They were using you as free labor too.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yep. And some, like, school learning stuff, I was like, yeah, it's time to go homeschooled.
Yeah. There's a lot of benefits from it though too. Like when I was going, I kind of had half and half, like a hybrid education, like public schools, and then I took school on the road because we were traveling so much for dirt bike racing. And so I would only go to school maybe 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah.
But I really feel like I learned so much more when I wasn't sitting in the classrooms. Because I could actually be hands-on doing these things and learning these different things. So I think that's pretty beneficial that you were able to do that.
Mm-hmm. I think that's like one reason that has helped me grow and be more social is I used to be super quiet.
Oh,
like,
really?
Super shy. Like when I would when my parents would introduce me to somebody, I would hide behind their legs and be like, "No, I'm not."
Like a little puppy?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I used to be so shy.
I would never see that. Mm-hmm. I would have never guessed
I
that.
was the shyest person. Like, people would come up and go, "What's wrong with your daughter?" Like,
really? That bad?
Yeah. I'm like, and I just didn't like talking to people. And then I become homeschooled, and my parents used to have a Mac Tools company, so they would go around to all the truck companies and tool and
what
stuff.
What the heck made you pop out of your shell?
Talking to people. My dad always took me on the truck, so I would have to have conversations and just get to talking. And that helped me a lot because it forced me to open my shell.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing that I always think is like being a part of the real world instead of the, I don't know, people can talk about this crap all the time instead of the education world. Like everybody's got their own opinion on it, right? But I've always thought about living life and understanding what's going on around you is so much more important
Exactly.
than, okay, so going to school and doing all this stuff, being homeschooled, do you still get good grades? Do you still have do you still learn a lot? Like, I don't know, what are you taking from it?
I definitely am learning a lot. I'm trying to finish up school, so of course I can pay more attention to racing.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm at the point now where I have big, long conversations with my dad, and I feel like I learn more from living life and just figuring out having conversations with my dad. If I do have a question about history and stuff like that, of course I look through books and I do the normal stuff, but I learn more and pay attention more to having conversations with people about history.
Yeah, that's true.
And about school doesn't teach about taxes, and I just went, speaking of that, I just went through buying a car, which I thought when I was little was the funnest thing ever. You get to go test drive, and I never knew.
It's horrible. Try buying a house, dude.
Yeah, I always thought it was fun because my parents, they were always so sad or mad when they walked out of a dealership. I'm like, what's your problem? You got to go test drive and stuff like that, and they're like,
I feel like somebody just beat you up.
Yeah. And I never understood that. And school doesn't teach you that
Right.
until you experience it. And I just went through because my parents wanted me to learn of how it was buying a car. And so I got to go pick it out and go through the whole process.
You didn't get the keys just handed to you? You went through the whole process?
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yep.
I love that so much. That's super, super cool. All right, we're going to get to your question in a second, Rusty. But so speaking about school and stuff, do you have ambition to do any college stuff?
So honestly, I'm kind of sixes. So I want to become a pilot. So I want to know how to fly a helicopter and fly planes.
We might know a guy.
Yeah, maybe.
So Justin Smith, she
Yep.
wants to go for a ride. You can teach her how to fly that bad boy.
Exactly.
So I actually asked him too, and he said that we could go up there and he could teach me how to do it too. So
Oh, that's dope.
maybe we'll both go do it at the same time.
Yeah.
So now I kind of see where you're going with this. Is that you were faced with a decision when you were really young.
Yep.
Or when you were 16, do you want to race or do you want to get a car?
Yep.
Now you're going to be, is it college or a pilot's license?
Yep. Pretty
Really?
much.
Here we
yeah.
go again.
So.
Dude, the crossroads of your life.
Yeah, it's gnarly, but my parents are really supportive. But honestly, my biggest thing, I really wanted, if my racing wasn't going like it was, I wanted to go in the Air Force.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I wanted to go surf for our country, especially. It would kind of suck right now.
You didn't want to be like Maverick and Goose and buzz the tower?
Yeah, no. I really actually wanted to go to the Air Force, and my mom is not the biggest fan. My dad is, because I want to go fly jets and stuff like that. But a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of that option. So.
I don't know. Well, first of all, mad props to you for having that ambition, but I could see the drawbacks to it as well. Especially for a parent, protecting their children.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty lofty, ambitious, and strong goal to have.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about stuff like that, it actually brings back a lot of the stuff into your racing, like your mentality and your will to move forward, your willpower, your strength, all of these different things that should be motivational to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't just get the opportunity to be in the Air Force and fly a jet. You work your ass off to be able to get to that point. And if you're even considering being a professional racer, you have to have that same work ethic and mentality, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it all goes life experiences and just life going. It just teaches you how to do different stuff, and of course, new doors open up, and I'm like, oh, I want to go that direction. And, oh, I want to go that direction, and so right now, I really want to see where racing takes me. But also I want to start working on my pilot's license. So there is always something to fall back on. And I don't know if I would want to be a private pilot or if I want to go commercial. So there's a lot more things to be a commercial pilot that you have to go through than being a private pilot.
Dude, maybe you could be the pilot that like just takes the dirt life everywhere and we could film it all. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Let's tell Justin that he needs to buy another helicopter.
Exactly.
And we can drive that one around.
Yep. Exactly.
Maybe, so Chase, the guy that videos for Justin, he always gets sick in the helicopter.
Oh,
so
no.
Maybe we need to, like, we'll blame it on Justin
Yep.
and Dom. We'll blame it on them for flying too silly. And then we'll have, like, a really smooth pilot, you.
Yep.
And then Chase will be all, like, totally cool in the pilot,
Yep.
in the helicopter. That would be hilarious.
Show Justin how it's done.
Oh man, he's gonna be so mad at us. Bringing up his mascot, showing him how it's done. It's, your dad commented and ask her about Nam.
But wait.
Nam? I don't know what Nam is.
Oh, I used to do okay,
What is Nam anyways?
it's called National American Miss.
What? What's that?
It's a pageant.
Oh, okay.
So I used to do
I thought you were
pageant-
gonna say it's like
No.
that crazy show where they're like hanging on like American Ninja Warrior. I was like, here we go, like another talent that we don't know about.
Yeah. No, the girly girl side like pops out and it's like,
That's
I used
okay.
to
You're
do-
allowed to be a girl.
Yeah, sometimes.
So did you like that at all or no? Do you know?
It actually brought my confidence out. That was the big reason.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was another big reason.
How old were you when you did those then?
I was 11 and 12.
So one of our my friends, Sarah Price, she did pageants as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Really? Yeah.
she actually did pretty well at them too.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy though, right? Like, so there's a lot of similarities when you talk about, and I think most of the similarities are in mindset. But when you talk about young women like yourself, Sarah Price, and like Kristen Matlock, for instance, there's all these different women, and even I think you know her. Brook Jensen, like all of you have a lot of the same qualities because you're all strong-willed individuals, and it's really, really neat to see that, man. And you'd be surprised at how many stories that you guys all share.
Yeah, it's insane.
Do you guys ever get to do you see any of those people at the track ever?
I do see Brooke Jensen, and she is the sweetest thing.
Yeah.
So I do see her a lot. I haven't.
And she's faced some adversity in her life, and she's powered through it.
Oh my gosh,
Good
she
on
is
her.
so strong.
Yeah.
But I haven't got to meet Sarah Price, which hopefully I will soon.
Yeah.
And then Kristen Matlock, I also really
Both of them are amazing individuals, so
Yeah.
it'd be cool if you did meet them. So we had a couple comments come in that said, ask her about my helicopter with Justin Smith. And that was your dad commenting in.
Oh, okay. So a few months.
So he got to ride with Justin?
No, there is actually a bigger, deeper story.
Oh!
There is a bigger, deeper story. So, we went to shock therapy a few months ago, and that's when I brought my car down there. And that's when Justin just got his helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were in the shop and we seen it, and I think it R22 I think that's the name of the helicopter.
model?
I'm not too sure. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Justin. But my dad's seen it, and my dad is actually a registered helicopter pilot.
Uh-oh. Here we
So
go.
that's what also kind of got me into it.
All of it's coming together now.
Yeah, isn't it funny? But so from there, my dad started talking with Justin about the helicopter. So my dad keeps a thing in his pocket, and it is I don't know what it kind of looked like, and I forgot what it's called. Sorry, Dad. You tell the story a lot.
Is it like a tag?
Yeah, it's it's like a heim joint. It looks like a heim joint,
okay.
but it's like two sides. So it's a little tiny one, and it goes to the back rotor. And so what it keeps the back rotor calibrated.
First of all, I think that's badass. You know what a heim joint is?
I know, right? Thank you, Father, for making me know that. But
You don't learn those kind of things in school, just like
No.
we're talking about.
yeah, so my dad was flying one day, flying the same helicopter that Justin was flying.
R44.
There we go. Okay, that's what it is. So flying the same helicopter and come in, and he was picking up, and the hand controls started really shaking.
Oh, crap.
So my dad knew something was way wrong. So he went to the mechanic, and the mechanic's like, went through the whole helicopter. He's like, nothing's wrong. So my dad had this whole like blow up of, okay, let's go fly. And so the mechanic gets in the helicopter, and my dad is like, through him the controls, and he was like, let's see if you can handle this. So he picks it up, and I mean, the whole helicopter's shaking. So he sets it back down. He's like, something is in that rear, fan,
rear blade or
yeah,
something?
blade. I'm gonna go with blade. Is in that rear blade, and so the mechanic goes through it, and it is that little thing, and there's 4 of them, and so he's like, yeah, this is the broken one, and literally, if you feel both ends, one is tough and one is loose.
Oh, crazy!
The one that is loose is the one that's out. So that almost ruined my dad's life.
Yeah.
So my dad. And
It's
that's
like a lucky rabbit's foot.
Yeah, and so that my dad took it because it's like a $500 to replace, and my dad's like, "Yeah, I'm keeping this. Like this almost like destroyed my life." So from that, fast forward about, I would say 12, 13 years.
Tail rotor control rod.
There we go. Thank you for everybody trying to help me out here.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
Yep.
Dude, I'm getting a freaking lesson in aircraft right now.
Yeah, so fast forward about 13, 14 years, we're standing in Justin's shop. And my dad tells the story to Justin, and my dad showed him the thing. And,
in his pocket.
Yep. And Justin's like, really? So then fast forward maybe 2 weeks later, we're standing back in Justin's office, and he was like, you know what? He's like, I just heard your story from my pilot instructor.
Really?
And my dad's like, wait, what? And so my dad's story has traveled through all these years of that happening to him. And Justin got that story from somebody else.
Dude.
And yeah.
That's bananas.
Yep.
See how tight these, like, all these communities and stuff are? It's so
And it's
crazy.
a pitch change link.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's what it's called.
Dude, that's nuts, man.
Yeah.
There was a comment that came in above, and your dad's probably going to answer it, but it was the Outlaw racing guys saying that they know a guy that has a helicopter they can make a phone call.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Get this girl in the seat.
Yeah, man.
Is it called the driver's seat?
Pilot seat, maybe?
Pilot seat? All right.
Pilot seat.
Get this girl in the seat so she can fly that bad boy. That is pretty cool, though. And to go back on what we were talking about, it's neat that you have the ambition to do, well, I don't want to say to do multiple things because that sounds like you're not going to focus on whatever you're into.
Yeah.
But it's awesome that you're having a backup plan, right? Because first of all, racing doesn't last forever.
No.
And then second, racing, we talked about this when we were going to get dinner before the show. To be a millionaire racer, you start with $2 million, right?
Yep.
So it's a very, very difficult sport to be successful at or to get paid,
Yep.
we'll call it. And all of that stuff means a lot as your life goes on, right? Like you could still be involved in racing if you're a pilot because you can go chase people around, right?
Exactly.
So let's just say 20 years from now, you don't feel like doing it anymore. You have the opportunity to still live out some of your, we'll call it relationships and all of this fantastic family atmosphere and camaraderie.
Yep.
You just do it in a different seat.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that I want to try and do. And, you know, especially with the world happening right now, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, like you said, racing doesn't last forever.
Yeah. And it is crazy. I mean, like the world's not going to last forever, but
yeah, that too.
it is pretty crazy to think though. Like that is so good. I mean, you're so young and you have such a good understanding about life. Like that means that you've been taught well by your parents and you've really grown up and seen how life can treat you all around. I really think that's cool. So, I wanted to get back into talking more about the racing stuff. It's really cool that you want to be a pilot though. But how was it racing? Well, give us more of a backstory, but we talked about it a little bit more. You raced in Parker in a different car, a Lone Star, Billy Long's, well, we'll call it Bugatti.
Bugatti.
Race car. So for the lot of people that watch the show, they have their stock side-by-sides. They go trail riding. A lot of them are racers. They have their own race cars and stuff. Maybe you can give us an understanding of your built race car that you guys did compared to the Lone Star built race car that you drove. We want to know the differences, and then we want to know what you can take from that to apply back to your program at the end.
Well, that's a good question. Okay. So what I noticed is the difference is in the Lone Star car, you sit higher because of I do not have a fuel cell yet. So you sit higher up in it, and then the Lone Star travels. I have HCR suspension on mine, and Lone Star makes you a little bit wider. So that's also another difference. And then Billy's car was running King shocks, and I'm running shock therapy.
Right.
Still love shock therapy. My shock therapy car is amazing. But he was running Kings, and so that was a difference. But pretty much it was all the same. I mean, of course, different tires than I'm used to not running.
Right.
And then it was just a differently built and a fully built car. Like it was, I mean, right out of the shop and then put on the racetrack.
Right.
So it was really cool. And then the differences like I can take from it is, of course, like I still had the same mindset in either of my cars, but even like going through, it was kind of odd because I wasn't so stressed out. Like I'm not stressed when I get in my car, but I was so relaxed, like in like Billy's car, and just like wanting to make sure his car finished and make him proud and just do a job and make that car finish. Where like in my car, you know, it does come a point where you do think about the money.
Yeah.
And you do think about, oh my gosh,
Your
like
workload.
Yeah, and you think about like how much money your parents are putting into this, and like all the things that can happen. So that becomes a huge thing, which I don't think a lot of people talk about.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So it does become hard, and so I definitely gets in my head in my car. And then Billy's car, I was just so focused on making sure that car finished, and where it finished is where it finished. But I was mostly making sure that all his sponsors and everything was like.
It's a different level of pressure, but it's also a different level of relief too when you have a bigger team, a bigger support mechanism, those things. That's pretty cool to understand that.
Yeah.
Like I know that a bunch of technical differences between the two cars, and we could probably go on talking about it for days, but it's pretty cool that you saw all the other stuff around the outside of it.
Yep.
Like the actual human effort of everything.
Because it's all about mindset at the end of the day.
That's true, right? So how you put your brain into the right position to accomplish your goal.
Yep.
Man, that's so neat that you were able to see all that stuff. Your dad said shout out to Tyler, too.
Yeah, Tyler is Billy Long's crew chief, and he is awesome.
Dang, that's pretty cool, man. It's so neat to be able to get those opportunities, too. Maybe not very many people get that. You should be proud that you got that.
Yeah, I definitely am.
If you're still watching, Billy, that's pretty cool that you gave her the opportunity to do that, man. Hopefully I get to shake your guys' hand again someday instead of just seeing you out in the middle of a pre-run trail. But that is cool that you did. You kind of already told us a fun fact about you that you were into barrel racing, but what's something that the show is all about, like you see somebody at a race, right? Like, and you think, oh, well, I know her. I see her on social media. Like, I know everything about her, right? But we've learned a lot about you tonight that most people don't know. But what's something special that, like, fun fact for me, I've never drank a cup of coffee my whole life.
What?
Never even tasted it.
What?
So what's something that people don't know about you?
Okay. Well, now
I do love iced tea, though.
Well, you got me sidetracked with the whole coffee thing.
I threw you for a big old loop right there.
I was not expecting that.
I'm a tea guy.
You're a tea guy?
Big tea guy right here.
I'm a sweet tea person.
Sweet tea?
Yeah.
Is that Missouri like coming out in you?
Yeah. You know what? The only messed up thing is McDonald's only carries the best sweet tea in the West that I have found.
Really?
Yep. It is weird, but you go to
Is it crap sweet tea? Because I don't drink sweet tea because I don't do sugar. But like, is it crap tea, sweet tea compared to like what the good stuff is?
Yep. Like,
oh, really?
So if you go to a restaurant anywhere in the West and you order sweet tea, they do not have it. You go in the South and order sweet tea, they will go, okay.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I get that
Yeah,
point.
and it is amazing.
Where are you going to get sweet tea on the East or in the South?
Literally any restaurant.
Really?
Yep.
And it's all way better than McDonald's crap?
McDonald's is the closest thing.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, your dad said SpongeBob SquarePants. I heard something about that earlier.
Yeah.
Is that something that he's talking most people don't know about you?
That is something I've kind of talked about it a little bit, but we sing SpongeBob SquarePants before every race. So on the radio, we all get on and we sing SpongeBob SquarePants, and everybody chimes in, and it's a big thing.
So does everybody have like all singing in sync, or is it like everybody has their own little?
My dad kind of starts it, and then I'm like, SpongeBob SquarePants, and then like, oh, don't forget about Gary, and don't forget about Sandy and Patrick, and that's how we all kind of get into it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Whose was that? Was that something that grew when you were little?
It started my first race.
Really?
Yeah. So
the race that you won.
Yeah. So my brother Tyler, so he was like, I was telling him before the race, I'm like, I'm nervous, and he's like, don't be nervous. He's like, sing a song. Frick, sing SpongeBob SquarePants, and I'm like, okay. So we go on the line, and my dad was walking away, and he was walking away in tears because he just put his daughter in a race car. And
he's wigging.
Yeah, and I go on the radio, I'm like, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? And so everybody just started on the radio, and like,
that's not something you hear on most race car drivers' radios.
No. But you get so caught up in a lot of things, and it just, your mind gets so focused, especially when you get strapped into that race car. So like having something that just like a quick second like breaks it up and just like focuses like on a kid thing. I still watch SpongeBob SquarePants to this day, but but just having something that just keeps your mind off of it for that split second.
So throughout all this, like this conversation that we've been having for the last couple hours here, I'm noticing a trend here. And like you said that your backup plan would be maybe a pilot or something, right? Well, it's something that you would be good at is helping others understand the powers that are inside them, because you have figured them all out for yourself. I think it'd be pretty easy for you to be able to talk with people and understand like the things that maybe they have bothering them, even like at work, if they're going to a computer desk job or something. Yeah. You would be really good at helping people because you've seen so much and you understand so much at a young age.
Yeah. I try.
I think it's pretty cool though, because not very many people can have that same level head.
Yeah.
And just how you can switch it off to have fun for a second and then turn it back on to be focused, I don't know, 60 seconds later to get a whole shot and go into like an intense desert battle. Like, it's pretty crazy, right?
Like it is pretty funny. And then you have like those moments where you're like, okay, SpongeBob done. And then you're like back focused. And my first race, I didn't know where the flagger was. And it was seconds before like we all launched, and I was like, I go on the radio, I'm like, where's the flagger? Where's the flagger?
You saw him out of the corner of your eye or something?
And before my dad could get on and say, hey, he's to the right, I'm like, oh, got it, and I was done. I was like, and then right back.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you get a good hole shot that time?
I think I got fourth out, and then I just started chasing them down, chasing number plates, and then I won by almost 2 minutes.
Dude.
On second place.
You're kind of a BA.
Yeah, right?
That's crazy, man. Well, yeah, so I don't know, man. I really do think that there's some other opportunities here if you don't want to get your pilot. So maybe your dad is going to like chime in and say that he doesn't want to buy you a R44.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool, though. Yeah, Mom's saying he doesn't want to buy it. So.
Yeah, I think by then, because my dad really wants to go flying again, so I'm hoping in my career I will make it somehow and then be able to buy him an R44.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Already planning ahead.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, what's the plans for, well, I'm going to ask the next couple months because we all know in racing that you want to race next year.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty clear. But the building blocks to do that all happen much before the race season, way before the race season.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the plan for the next couple months so that you can put your foot down and the racing starts?
So right now it's that time of the year where, you're renewing sponsors, finding new sponsors, and going through the sponsor process. And then we are starting after Thanksgiving, we are starting the teardown process on the car. So just to
workload.
Completely tear it down, probably put a new cage on it, a new LSK cage on it, and go through all that. And then we're hoping to have it done the week before Christmas.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of work. How do you feel about doing that stuff? Are you like getting your hands dirty all the time?
Oh, yeah. I'm always out there with my brother and dad.
Learned a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Because I want to know, like, the tools and, how to do things. Of course, like, I don't have the muscle power that they do, and I hate fire. So I don't weld. That is one pet peeve of mine. Like, I'm just like, I do not like fire.
Yeah, I've only been on fire once and I hate it. I'm out on fire.
Yep. Literally, my brother had me plug in the welder one day and it sparked. And
you ran away?
Yeah. I was gone. I didn't care about nobody. I was gone. I was halfway down the street.
Yourselves.
Yeah, I was halfway down the street not having it.
So, like, when you go through the process of actually tearing down a car, there's so many different things that happen, right? Like, what are some of the things that you do?
So I make sure that I always try to make sure the car is clean before it comes into the shop. So my dad can look over everything, see it, and you're not leaning over and get dirty.
After gnarly races, it's such a pain in the ass to clean those cars.
Yeah.
Dude, we'd come home from short course races where they would overwater it. It would take me 12 hours to wash that thing.
Yep. I would take breaks or get super frustrated.
Yeah, eat a sandwich.
Yep. Belt cover. I also get frustrated with that thing. Yeah.
So CMI, Miles Cheek's dad, Chuck Cheek, they make quick releases for those things.
Yeah.
So they just pop right off.
I definitely need those because I spent like 3 hours on it one time. Yeah. I called my dad in tears.
Oh,
I
really?
was so frustrated.
You're going to have to get some upgrades.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that you work on the vehicle too. And those are some of the things that we talked to Kristen a little bit about it right now and Justin, but like having those 2 a.m. work sessions, like they suck, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, you don't ever want to do it. You wake up at 4 a.m., you start work again. Like but you're doing everything that needs to be done to achieve a goal or achieve a milestone.
Yeah.
And you're understanding what it takes to be successful. And this doesn't matter if you're a real estate agent. It doesn't matter if you're a professional F1 driver. It's the same process.
Oh, yeah.
It's all the same process. Hard work pays off.
Yep.
And it's neat that you're able to see all that stuff. And it's pretty clear you got a pretty good support mechanism around you too.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So what does your brother usually do on the cars?
He pretty much does like
fabrication stuff?
Yeah, fabrication and anything that my dad really needs help with.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
What'd your mom call free labor?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And so you're going to go through those two things and kind of get all your ducks in a row. So it sounds like you can hit the ground running in 2021.
I'm hoping.
Right
Let's
on.
Strive.
Well, before we're going to do a rapid fire Q&A session real quick.
Oh, okay.
But before we do that, let's first of all, I'll say thank you to all of the people that are helping you because that support mechanism that you have is pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to, of course, like everybody that supports me and my family is amazing, from the people that support me on Facebook and Instagram and just say all the kind things is amazing. And then of course to all my sponsors like Shock Therapy, Evo, UTV Source, CST Tires, Chupacabra Offroad, Savage UTV, Method Race Wheels, and E-Power Steering and Cruise Armor. I mean, they are all amazing, and everybody that is on my car.
Dude, you got a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That means you're doing something right in this game.
Yeah.
That's
it's
pretty
awesome.
cool though. And it's neat to see that you don't understand, or you don't, you understand that they're not just a product. They're not just a service. They're people.
Yeah, because
And
there's a family behind that product.
That's such a good way to look at it.
Yep.
Man. Yeah,
It's just like walking into shock therapy or like Evo, and it's a family behind the product.
Yeah. And plus, it's cool just to be there with everybody, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're always doing such cool stuff. All right, so let's do a rapid-fire Q&A real quick.
All right.
We usually do this with Casey and myself asking the questions. I've already seen these questions. I was going to say you could fire one at me, and then I could fire it back at you. But
I got a paper here.
I've already answered all these questions, so it's going to be easy for me. I'll fire back at you, and then if I feel like chiming in, or I'll fire at you, and then if I feel like chiming in, I'll chime in.
Okay.
So the first question, dunes or the river?
Dunes.
I'm going dunes, too. I do like the river, though. I'm kind of 50-50.
Wait, a river or a lake?
I don't know. I just said the river because most people just go to Lake Parker or whatever, and they just
Oh,
have
that's
fun there.
true.
Why would you pick a lake over
I would
the
pick a
dune?
lake.
Yeah. So
I'd
what
pick
about
either Lake Mead or Table Rock Lake in Missouri.
Table Rock Lake? What's that like?
That is the best lake. It's gorgeous first.
There's like a gajillion lakes in Missouri, though, isn't there?
Yeah, but Table Rock Lake is, you can go from Arkansas to Branson, Missouri to everywhere.
So basically, you're going to make me search for this online so I
Yep.
can go check it out.
Yep.
We went to all the Great Lakes. We had to go up there in the north
Oh,
and check
wow.
it out. They look like freaking oceans. And plus,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, minus whatever degrees. And it was
Yeah.
like, I was like, dude, no.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Three-wheeler or quad?
Don't really like either, but I'm going to go with a three-wheeler.
Okay, cool. Like I was going to say, just like, can I bypass it and go dirt bike?
Yeah.
I'm going dirt bike. Do you pay attention to motocross and supercross?
I do.
Really? All right. So I'm going to give you two rapid fires here. Cincerillo or Osborne?
Cincerillo.
Okay. Webb or Barsha?
Barsha.
Really? You're going wild, man?
Yeah, Barsha, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Who's your favorite rider then?
My favorite rider is either Eli Tomac or Roxon.
Really?
Yep.
Dude, I'm a big Roxon fan. I
Yep.
love that guy. So, he has a side-by-side as well.
Yeah.
He's got himself a Honda Talon.
Yep.
And our boy Jesse Nelson helped him do that car a little bit.
That's awesome.
All right. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food, sushi.
Sushi?
Yeah.
Dude, so you told me that you like sushi earlier when you were at dinner. I kind of want sushi.
I know, right?
Little Smokies or pizza rolls?
Pizza rolls.
You're going pizza rolls?
Pizza rolls.
So pretty much Little Smokies, I think, is only one time. So I feel like there's like all the guests that answer pizza, like everybody's just got a roasted top of their mouth, like just fried. Because no matter what, pizza rolls are never ever gonna leave you like
no.
happy with the top of your mouth. Oh, okay,
Nope.
we know this one: coffee or tea.
Tea.
What?
Tea.
I thought you were giving me so much shit about coffee.
Well, okay.
Okay, so it's sweet tea is over
Yeah.
coffee,
Yeah.
but regular tea is under coffee.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Priorities over. What do you get if you go to Starbucks then?
I get a caramel frappuccino.
Oh, okay. So you do like coffee then?
Yeah.
What's your favorite soda?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper?
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the fact that I told you when people open energy drinks on the podium that they're water?
Oh my gosh, I always wanted to know that answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
crazy,
like,
right?
I never knew. I thought it was empty a long time, but I
Yeah.
was like, never knew that.
So it's pretty cool though, and you got one of the most memorable or like keepsakes in the planet.
Yeah,
so you
that
can go
was-
show all your friends.
Awesome.
Okay, if you had one superpower, what would it be?
Probably to fly.
Like fly, like Superman fly?
Yeah.
Like that's what you're doing?
Like I want to be somewhere and I can just, or like teleportation, like to any dimension or time or anything.
Yeah. Who was I? I think Ronnie Anderson answered teleporting last time.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, whoever it was on the last show. Yeah, that's crazy. I think teleporting would be pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm.
But like the feeling of flying would be like so much better than just popping up.
I know, right?
So like how would you choose that, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's been a real big topic of discussion lately. Uggs or Crocs?
Uggs.
You're going Uggs?
Uggs.
Have you seen the Crocs that are like high top Crocs now?
I know. They're so cute, but I'm a cold person. Like I get cold, so high
You're going
boots.
Uggs?
Yeah.
What about if you wear socks with Crocs?
I would do that too, but I still like, there's still like air that gets in them. So you know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, I'm doing neither. So
You're going
I'm
neither?
I'm running tennis shoes. Just regular guy stuff. All right, so we asked this question, most memorable race, but I kind of feel like you already answered it.
Yeah.
So if you could do like one race, like let's just say 2021, you were only allowed to do one race, what would it be?
Dakar.
Really?
Or Dakar.
Yeah.
Dakar. Yeah.
God, that would be such a huge deal, though.
Yep.
And that's what it sounds like, a workload and a half, though.
Yeah.
Imagine prepping for that one race.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
But saying, like, I mean, just going and doing
did
it.
it.
Wait, you did it?
No, saying that
Oh,
I did
yeah,
it.
yeah. I was
Dude,
like, wait,
no.
what?
I mean, I've done some cool stuff in my life, but I'm not that cool.
Like, I know, like, Chris Blaze, he's, like, a champion in that. I'm like, that's what I want to do that. Like,
Maybe ask him how you can be that person.
yeah.
That's
He is the
cool.
coolest guy, too.
I don't know. I think I know who that is.
Chris Blaze, he runs the DP4 series.
Oh, does he?
No, yeah.
Maybe I need to know who he is then, huh?
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate chip mint.
Mint chocolate chip?
Yeah, there you go. I
So
just got that flipped.
this question is like, it's taken on a whole new meaning now, because when we went and talked with Maddie Wedeking and Caden Danbury and Robert Blanton at Warfighter Made, Robert Blanton's like the strongest, like big dude, like Army guy. He's got so many medals from military guy, and he's got so many medals from being in the service and stuff.
Yeah.
His answer was Strawberry Rendezvous. And I was like, oh my God, dude. Like,
I don't even know what that is.
It doesn't even matter. The name is just like the weirdest name ever. So we went to Temecula this last week, and I was just like, dude, you and your Strawberry Rendezvous is like a thing now. Like,
Oh, man.
so we probably know the answer to this one. Dogs or cats?
Oh, dogs.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
you'd go YouTube.
No, more of a.
Do you have it on your own YouTube?
I do.
Yeah.
Actually.
What is it? Is it just look for?
Yeah, Brook Deman.
Okay, so we can see it. Mm-hmm. So, and it's spelled Deman. So
Yeah.
you can see how I would mispronounce that.
Yeah.
Burrito or taco?
Burrito.
What kind though?
Like a
Have you had a California burrito?
what is that?
Carne asada, guacamole, and potatoes.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
legit. So that's been one of the all-time favorites for people on the show. Ooh, this is a good one. Well, I kind of feel like so Supercross or motocross?
Supercross.
Really? I was thinking that you were
Yeah.
going to pick motocross because you're the desert racing girl. You like the longer, like more, I don't know, strong, like racing kind of thing.
Kinda, but also like, I mean, Supercross is also entertaining.
That makes me feel like you should get in hopefully you could get a rent-a-ride, but get in a short course car and do like one Lucas Oil professional race.
I want to.
Dude, those are so intense compared to what the desert. Like, it's like how you were staying like the whole shot to the first turn or whatever at the desert race. It's like that for 15 minutes.
Holy cow. Yeah.
It's super fun, but it's like MMA, knockdown, drag out.
Yeah.
You're like an inch away from people. Like, I think you would actually really like it.
Yeah.
Well, that goes along with our next question then. What other form of racing would you like to try? And this could be anything, though. Monster trucks, boats, like anything.
Boats. That'd be dope. I would want to try boats or, like, it would be a dream to have a shot at, like, NASCAR. Like,
Really? You'd like to do NASCAR?
Yeah,
Well,
that'd
you
be
know that
awesome.
Jimmy Johnson just retired, so he's got an open
I
seat
know.
over there. Gonna have to give them a call.
Yeah.
That would be pretty fun, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just like the speed, or you like the technical difficulty of it?
I like the I like the technical difficulty. I like the mindset because you're running for 200 miles and
Yeah, how
going
does your
left.
brain not get tired?
Yeah, that's all mindset.
All right, the most important question of the night, as always, chips and guacamole or French fries and ketchup?
Chips and guacamole.
Yeah, I already knew the answer to that because you
Yeah.
had guacamole at dinner. So,
Yep.
all right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming all the way down from Nevada and hanging out with us. It was pretty cool to be able to talk with you and your mom, and obviously your dad chimed in as well. So it sucked that Rusty couldn't be here, but it's nice that he joined us online. So
Yeah, thank you so much for having us down. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
it was pretty cool to be able to have you in the studio. Like, I gotta admit though that the best thing about you guys coming down is the fact that I think that you'd be an awesome video editor for the Dirt Life.
I know. I like editing. It's like my
That's your jam?
Yeah. It's so fun to me. I don't know why. It gets frustrating, but also you're like, oh, it's relaxing.
What about if it's like just your video or if it's somebody else's? Can you do like both? You're just like, you got the creative juices?
I actually did editing for Billy's car and stuff, and I did the whole filming and everything, and I honestly enjoyed it.
What'd you film with? Did you have a special camera?
No, just my cell phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's my type of style right there, too. All right. Well, you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. High five. I really, really appreciate all you guys joining in and having so many good things to say about Brooke and her family and everything. You guys are the lifeblood of our show. I say it every single time that we have the show. So thank you very much to all of you guys for chiming in. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Shock Therapy, like we talked about a few times. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at shocktherapist.com, or you can give them a call and say that the Dirt Life sent you. Thank you very much to the guys at KMC Wheels. Thank you to EFX Tires for joining the show. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Josh over at CryoHeat for also joining the show. So if you guys need any products for those guys, we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can get you a discount code or something. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at ZollingerRacingProducts.com and save a whole bunch of money over there. They make insane cool products. We've talked about them a million times, but go over there to their website and check them out and use the code DIRTLIFE and save a whole bunch of money. And the Solder Weld Off-Road Repair Kits, they're a lifesaver. Don't leave your trip on your side-by-side without one, whether it's a race or a ride. Make sure you get one because those things will save you one of these days. So go get your off-road repair kit at solderweld.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to save a whole bunch of money over there too. So thank you very, very much for all of our sponsors. Really appreciate everybody. Next week's show, we have Jeff Furrier from UPR.com. He's the one that helped build the cockpit for the Project Winning at Life RS1, putting a Sparco seat, all the safety equipment, the harnesses, the fire system, everything in that bad boy, even mirrors and stuff so we could see better. So Jeff is a fantastic resource for racing in general, off-roading, everything like that. So have all your questions ready for next week's show. We are going to have an awesome show at the UPR facility. It's going to be really cool because it's just every time I go talk to this guy, he opens up my brain to understand what safety and what comfort is inside a vehicle. So we can't wait to show you guys some of the stuff that they're doing over there. Like I said, thanks again, Brooke. You did awesome tonight. We really appreciate you guys joining us. We will see you guys next Monday. We love you. Good night.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show.